So hang in there. Here we go. Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time Car Show, coming to you live today from the monthly Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, Texas. We got plenty of today's cruisers that'll tell you all about their cars. It's always fun. We need more. Jeff will review a Brinks armored truck. Yeah. Now, who doesn't want that? Conrad has the racing calendar this hour, and the car clinic will also have the stories making automotive news headlines this week. It's all just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show. Howdy. Along with Beetlejuice, King Conrad DeLong, we need more Jeff Zekin and the fabulous David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong.
The mayor from Chicago is here, Beetlejuice.
This segment of In Wheel Time is sponsored by Garages of Texas, luxury garage suites. Put a roof over your ride. So glad you could join us. I don't think that we could have ordered up a prettier day than today. I think that the current temperature is in the 60s, and there's a few wispy clouds in the air, but there's also a vibe of fall, Halloween, getting ready to get into Christmas. Yeah.
Yep.
All of that.
And Lena Hidalgo says everybody should be wearing a mask.
Who?
Lena Hidalgo.
Who? We don't know who the
Lena
hell
the
that
Destroyer.
Is. Mm-hmm. She and AOC ought to get together.
On an airplane headed out into the Pacific somewhere.
Yeah.
Going somewhere on the
Scissors.
highway to... Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Scissors.
That's it. We are so glad that you could join us today. It is a pleasure to have you with us. This is our monthly actual little visit out here.
Soiree.
And by the way, in case you're sitting at home wondering whether you should bring your car, bring your car.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, for
we
sure.
are
Look at
out.
that.
We're out
That's
here
awesome.
at the Tailpipes and Tacos, as I mentioned earlier. But this location is in Katy, and we are right off of 99, the Grand Parkway, and just south of I-10, the Katy Freeway. And so, if you're going, it's Kingsland Boulevard. The Loopy Tortilla sits here and looks at all the cars heading northbound up from 99 to I-10. Just wanted to let you know. We're
Beautiful,
sitting out
yeah.
front. You can't miss us.
Yeah.
And we're loud.
Very loud.
We're very loud.
And
You
lively.
see that Charger that just
I
pulled
just
in with
saw
the
that.
tunnel ram
Yeah.
and,
Is
and
that
the
a-
winged warrior?
Is that a Daytona?
Well, he's got the rear wing on it, but he doesn't have the nose cone on it.
You know, one of the things that I had been reading in one of my car books that I get, magazines, was that there was a huge disparity between the number of Daytonas and Superbirds from Plymouth that they made as far as count, the number of them. I did not know that.
They had to make so many in order
Well,
to
they had to
produce
make
it.
500, I
Right.
believe it was.
Well, but then in 70, they had to make 2,500 to get it
Well,
homologated.
they had to make two per dealership.
Two per dealership,
Instead of
that's
it
right.
being a 500 flat, it was two per dealership, and that's the reason they had to make almost 2,000 of them. It's like 3 times as many.
But if you remember in 69, Richard Petty raced a Ford Torino Talladega. He didn't race a Chrysler product or a Plymouth because Plymouth didn't offer the winged warrior that Dodge did. So when Plymouth came back in 70 with the Superbird, Richard Petty was back in the Superbird.
And that was one of the
Listen
reasons
to you,
that they were
all of
going
that.
to that they came up with it was to lure him back over
Exactly.
to Plymouth.
Since,
And there were differences between the Daytona and the Superbird.
since I'm off camera.
What were they?
I'm gonna.
The rear wing on the Superbird's taller than it is on the Daytona.
Not by much.
Not by much, but slightly taller. The nose is different on the Superbird than the Daytona because I guess on the Daytona they had some issues with lift at
One's
190
longer than the
miles
other,
an
I
hour.
believe, isn't it?
Well, the Plymouth guys also thought they could make it look a little bit better, and they could fix the aerodynamics for those problems
Right.
since they had a year of the Dodge in front of them.
Hey, look at this, Conrad. I'm flipping you the Superbird.
Well, I think that what we need to do is we need to get that guy over here and interview him.
Yeah.
we're gonna
Speaking
go.
of
we got a guy.
Speaking of interviews, Mr. Mars, who we have?
Well, we saw all these Camaros pull in here.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things that I found when I was talking to them, that there's a father and son duo out here. And joining us now is Robert McIlhenny.
McElhenney.
McElhenney.
Yep.
with his. He's got the 73 white Camaro that's sitting right out here in front of us. It's got lots of stuff done to it.
Cool. Tell us about the car.
It's a 73 Rally Sport. I bought the car in 1989. My wife, it was one of my wife's favorite cars. She wanted a Rally Sport. And we found it in a parking lot for $900.
Oh, wow.
Driving, running, original paint.
$900.
That's a steal.
Yes. That was in 1989. It was my wife's daily driver, probably about, about 5 to 6 years.
Not looking like that, though.
Not looking like that.
Or sounding like that.
No, it had the original 350 in it.
Yeah.
350 turbo. The original motor came out. Me and my brother rebuilt it, put it back in, put headers, intake, carb on it.
And that's what's in there now?
No.
I didn't let you go far enough, did I?
So then my wife got a job downtown. She needed a little bit of a more reliable car. So then at that point is when I took the car, and probably about 26 years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Paint job, new interior, still in a still had the stock motor in it. About 10 years ago, I bought a crate motor, 350, put it in it, and then about 2 years ago, it's got a 383 stroker in it now.
How
How does it run?
I think pretty bad.
It runs all right.
He's being modest.
I've put a
Still
it's got a-
carbureted?
yes, the 750 Holly, MSD ignition. Put a Posi 373 gears in it.
Oh, that makes it fun on the highway.
Yeah.
Makes it swallow
You
that
can do
gas, too.
Yeah, it gets about
Who cares?
2 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Is that a pearl paint job on that?
No, it is not.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it in the video.
Yeah, it's probably the dust particles on it.
We have our,
It's not clean.
our intrepid reporter is out
Now,
there.
my wife wanted it pearl white, but when I had it done, I wanted it the whitest white I could find at that time. I think it was
Refrigerator
about
white.
97 or something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what color's on the car. 'Cause
Must be a-
It's an off-brand.
yes, but it was the whitest white available at that time.
Works for me.
It's due for another.
Well, it's
Paint
funny
job and
because
stuff.
when people say the whitest white has just a tinge of blue in it to make it look whiter. I don't know why, but when you palletize white and get 15 different whites on a board, they all have these different hues to it.
Yes.
So yeah,
Variances, yeah.
the brightest of whites always has a little bit of blue in it.
Yes. Yep. Take the car out on the weekend sometimes. Sometimes take to the track. You know, it's
Which track?
HMP. Used to go to
Okay.
CLE. You know,
Eighth mile.
it's more of an 8th mile car.
So what kind of times do you turn?
7, 4. You know,
Still lots of
it
fun.
needs some. It's got potential to go a little faster.
Yeah, well,
Does it?
Everything
Can
does.
you turn
it
up
just
the
takes
wick a
money.
little bit?
No, it needs some different converter probably. A few things would.
Well, if you're streeting it, you don't want to have a 4500
Yeah,
stall converter.
it had a 5,000 stall in it
Oh.
for a little while. But
Well, that and a
It was
373 diff.
too
It
loose.
got the definitely
But
poured
just
gas
a-
on the street.
For a while, I was looking to be the fastest of our group, but my son took that place over, so
Gotcha.
we'll let you.
So I want to know about the T-shirts you're wearing, Ribs and Rods.
Yes,
Please.
that's a show out in Temple.
Yeah?
It's in November. Friday, Saturday show.
Yeah?
I don't know the date.
Temple,
but it-
Texas.
Yes, it's
Uh-huh.
coming out. Yep.
Well, we'll
They
have to
put
get
it-
George to tell
They
us
have
about
a
it.
beer drinking contest,
What?
rib eating contest. Yeah, it's a
I,
nice.
I like those kind of
it's
shows.
a nice.
Is it a judged show, or is it just a cruise in?
You know, it is a judge show.
It's just
But,
a beer drinking show.
I think last time it used to be.
Temple, Texas.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It used to be I think it was in the summer, and something happened, and they did one in the fall, November, and they had a bigger turnout because of the weather and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll
Well,
be going there in just
Summer
a few
in
weeks.
Central Texas can be just a little hot.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
and that's why today is such a gorgeous day. It's in the 60s, blue skies.
Beautiful.
You
Yep.
know, heard all those Camaros rumble in. Now, are you guys members of a group or?
Just
A
our
club?
Not really. There's a handful of us from the car from the right to the left. And there's a few other guys that aren't here that we just get together and do stuff together. Cruising the coast is one of our big deals.
Oh,
that
so
we
you just
do.
got back from that last week.
Unfortunately, me and my son missed it this year.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
dude.
I had some friends do it every year, and
Yeah, we do it
And
normally every
yeah,
year.
Randy and
Yeah.
Chris are just they think it's the best thing out there.
It is.
and it's so much fun, and they go for the whole week. You know.
Yeah, we do Saturday to Sunday. So.
I went in the 90s. I still have souvenirs from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where is it from to?
Well, cruising
Well,
the coast, it's like Biloxi area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's central in Biloxi, and then it goes down to Bay St. Louis all the way up to Pascagoula. It's not actually a cruise. There's
Events
I
at
think,
each place? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day, well, from Thursday to Saturday, I think there's 6 events, and they're all open every day. So one day you can go to, Pascagoula or Bay St. Louis or Ocean Springs, and
But they're consecutive. They're not at the same time.
they are at the same time.
They're
so
all at the
Saturday,
same time.
Yeah.
But they're open for
And
4
every
days.
event has a band, and I mean it's a big, huge. They had I think they had 94 some 100 cars registered,
Yeah, it's a
and then there's probably about another 3,000 to 4,000 cars that don't register.
that
So-
show
But
up.
you can't go into the venues, but you can park and walk in
Yeah, walk in.
and cruise.
So how do you decide, with all of these shows going on at the same time,
We-
which one to go to when?
They're the same every day, basically. We kind of have a deal. We usually do Pascagoula first, and then Ocean Springs on a Friday, and then Saturday go to Bay St. Louis. In between, you can stop at the other ones, just for a little bit.
Say hello. And
They give you a card if you get them stamped at all locations. You turn that in, they give away like $500 to, I want to say it's 25 people. They give a car away
wow.
every year.
so have you done all of the locations in one fell swoop?
Once.
Once, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seems to me that'd be kind of difficult to
Not
do.
in one day.
I understand.
But yes.
over the
One
file-
event,
over
over
the-
Yeah.
one trip.
Over the
4 days
4
or whatever
days,
it is.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that you'd have to have your mind set. Okay, this today.
Yep.
This. Yeah, I got it.
And Randy and Chris say they meet people there from all around the country year after year
Yeah.
after year, and people kind of get their own little area
Little-
that they stay in, and then they kind of revisit the same group of people through the years.
Yes.
So it's a
Interesting.
huge event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that it draws people from all around the Gulf Coast and probably as
Oh.
far north as what, Dallas, Oklahoma.
Oh,
I think
no,
there
they-
were only 2 states that didn't have cars there this year.
Wow.
Wow.
I
They
think.
had people
Something
there from
like
Alaska. They had Washington, Oregon,
Yeah.
tons of people from Michigan.
So it's kind of like the Gulf Coast's version of the Hot Rod Power Tour. Every year.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Power Tour moves as a group
Moves,
between
yeah.
Yeah,
cities.
I would think maybe more like the Gulf Coast version of Woodward Dream Cruise is what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
I would say that more.
That
so.
would-
Yeah.
That'd be good. But yeah, but you got highways in between.
Oh yeah.
I
And
assume.
byways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highways and byways.
Well, that I
Yep.
mean, how much fun is that?
A ton load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you do that, I assume you work. You have a job somewhere.
Yeah.
So when you do that,
At least his wife does.
We just take.
That's why she needed the quieter car.
She don't work anymore.
Reliable, he said. Reliable.
so when you do that, how do you do it? Do you take off like the weekend prior, get the car ready, head out 2 or 3 days
we
beforehand?
leave like Saturday morning. It's like 6-hour drive.
Yep.
Just take off work that whole week.
Do you trailer the car in, or do you drive
Yes.
it? Yeah, I was gonna say driving that there would be
Well,
an excursion, to say the
Expense. Big-
ask my son when you talk to him about driving his car there.
least. Okay.
Oh, he drove it.
Yeah.
And trailered at home.
No. Yeah, it's worth it.
You know,
I have a couple of cars. The one year I have a '79 Lincoln Town Car. We took that. We drove that.
Love that.
So, yeah.
And you slept in it, too. It's certainly big enough.
Could have.
Yeah. Well, it's great to talk to you, and we appreciate the story.
Great.
Love the car.
Love the
That's-
split bumpers. You know, that's become
True rally sport.
you know, that's the car everybody wants is a Camaro, and then you get those few people, no, I don't want a split bumper. You don't know what you're talking about.
And then you get a lot of people that just have a full bumper car that put the bumperettes on it and call it a split bumper.
Bumperettes.
Interesting. Yeah.
But it's
Sounds like a band
Yeah.
yeah.
or a singing group, the Bumperettes.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
cool. Love the
All right.
car, and interesting story behind it. And then your son's is which?
The
Blue
gray,
one?
the
Primer
primer
gray one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to talk to him next.
Yep.
All right. Well, very good. We're going to take a quick break here on the In Wheel Time show. We'll be right back after this brief message.
First class luxury. Garages of Texas offers first-class luxury garage suites to keep your collection in a safe, secure location with 24-hour access. You'll love your own private space that's developed with other like-minded enthusiasts in 2 Houston area locations, in Katy and the Woodlands. Visit garagesoftexas.com to see how other enthusiasts have designed their motor vehicle man cave. But you need to act fast. These properties are almost sold out. Visit garagesoftexas.com for full details.
This is the In Wheel Time Car Show coming to you live today from the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex out here in Katy for the Tailpipes and Tacos monthly cruise in. We'd love to see you this morning. I mean, what an absolutely stunningly gorgeous day today. Great day to head on out for a cruise in. And if you don't have a car, it's okay. Come on out and see the ones that are here. What is that blue one over there? Is that a...
It's a Ford GT. That's
Ford
the
GT.
newest Ford GT.
Oh, it is. Okay.
That is gorgeous.
Yes, it is. I love the color combination on it. Very different. Anyway, we'll get to that here in just a little bit. Why don't we do the racing calendar? Do you have that?
Oh, yeah.
At your fingertips.
So this weekend is NASCAR is going to be at Bristol.
what kind of angst are they going to throw out this week?
Oh, who knows? I imagine the crowd will be cheering Brandon. On. Let's go, Brandon. You know, they've done that the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I love the interviews afterwards.
And then NASCAR's in Las Vegas on the 31st, and then NHRA is in Bristol this weekend.
Oh my God!
And
boy.
I goofed that up. And then NHRA is in Las Vegas on the 31st, and then Pomona on the 14th. NASCAR's up in Dallas today and tomorrow, and then they're in Kansas the following week, and in Martinsville.
How do you think that they're going to handle the "Let's Go Brandon" thing
in
live,
Texas?
in live
Everybody's going to be cheering
in
it.
live interviews on national television? How are you going to handle that? Because how do you do? Stop the crowd from cheering?
That ain't going to happen.
Exactly.
We're trying to get a group here to do
Oh,
that.
no,
Ralph.
we have
right here.
We have that.
We want to get
group.
Officer Goodwin to join us. And let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Officer Goodwin.
All right,
And then Formula One next weekend is
Jeff's favorite.
at COTA,
Yeah.
Circuit of the Americas, and then on the 7th of on the 7th of November is going to be in Mexico. IMSA and the Cadillac DPI cars
You bet.
will be at Road Atlanta on the 13th of November.
It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, it surely is. And then the
Don't call me Shirley.
Corvettes are, they're still racing in IMSA, but they race against themselves, and every
Yep.
now and then somebody else pops in. So they're going to win the championship with the C8, but they really didn't race against
unless they
anybody
crash
this
into
year.
each other and take each other out, and that's happened before.
But next year, Corvettes are going to get a little deviation in the rules, and they are going to race in the GTD category and have to do some changes to the car to run
Right.
in GTD. And then in 2023, they're going to run it as GT4s. So that's going to be good news because Corvette Racing really has never done any customer cars. When they build the GT4, I imagine they're going to build some customer cars, and there'll be more than just Corvette Racing on the track. There'll be multiple people driving C8
Well, that's
Corvettes.
nice that they're going to build them, but can you get them? Because right now, isn't there a backlog of? Or aren't they not
Well,
building
race-
Corvettes right now?
Yeah,
Well,
but
race cars are
are-
something different. Race
Yeah.
Right,
cars
but still,
are built.
they got to build them.
Yep.
Build them and they will come. All right.
That's it.
It's time now for our car review, or truck review in this case.
We
and
gotta find
Jeff
it.
has done some work this week in bringing us a very special vehicle that we're all kind of curious about.
Well-
you know, you see these things going up and down the road, passing you passing them.
Gotta find it.
You find them in the grocery store parking lot occasionally. I mean, there's always something out there that you can find. They're painted different colors.
There are
And
a couple of different companies.
several companies,
You
even the fly-by-nights. But this in particular is going to be the Brinks armored truck.
And the way I've discovered this is, Friday's payday, and every Friday there's a Brinks truck rolling up to my house to drop off my paycheck. So I figured, why not do a review?
And that would be the 10-ton truck, right?
Yeah,
Instead,
the
dual
heavy
axle.
duty.
The
Dual axle, yeah.
with diesel, and that's all pretty good. But basically, it's a large vehicle. It's a sealed metal box. Now, it's a tin box. That's all it is. It's very hot inside. The
it's
windows.
not tin.
It's not tin. It's an iron box.
Well,
No. Please.
thank you.
Can you do your review,
I will.
please?
Look, give it to Conrad. He'll do it.
I know. He does
it's
everything.
a sealed metal box, very hot inside. The windows do not roll down for obvious reasons. There's only roof vents, a couple of baffles for obstructed views, and direct lines of sight for fire into the truck. So you got fire outside.
Fire. You mean
Fire, as in
gunfire.
gunfire.
And
That's
gun
right.
slits.
Yeah, exactly. So the first attempts at a commercial armored vehicle were inspired by combat and military vehicles in World War I, where they would have robberies of payroll through the Army. They would, look like the old days with the stagecoaches and things. And that was brought up in the article as well. So early armored cars wore steel plating in their body panels. They have wooden floors, and to this day they still have wooden floors.
Really?
Yeah, but they modified and put metal.
Wooden floors.
Wooden floors.
How weird is that?
And they kept it because it holds the structure in the very beginning when they would build them, and then the metal would kind of bring it all together and make it more of a support thing. Walls, ceilings, and floors, doors are all made from steel. In recent years, they used galvanized and stainless steel in the most recent years to lighten it up. So with that in mind, the gross weight of one of these is between 12 and 16,000 pounds.
No, so is it a half ton, 3/4 ton?
They are half tons, and then you can get the dual axles for, depending on the route of the truck and where they're going. If they carry a lot of coins, they're going to have a dual axle. They're going to have a heavier suspension.
So you want to rob the ones that don't have the dual axles, because who wants to haul around all the coins?
Well,
I want the paper
unless you
bills.
go into the laundromat or something, or the car wash. But they're very, very heavy. So the curb weight, they can be up to 25,000 pounds with a load of
That's a lot of
money,
pennies.
pennies, and all that good stuff. The vehicles are powered by a Ford 6.8 liter V10 gas, or the 6.7 liter V8 Power Stroke with a 5-speed torque shift transmission. And the chassis are basically Ford 550s, Super Duties, and they do upgrade them from there. You can buy one of these. Well, you have to be part of Brinks, and Brinks is now I've got their address in case anybody wants to write them and get one ordered. They're made in Canada, and you have other.
Brinks makes their own trucks?
Well, they're made in Canada and shipped in parts. They ship the chassis down with an engine.
Who makes it?
They're made by. Hold on, I've got that right here. It's on one of my. I've got like 9 pages here. Armored Car Services.
Well, that makes
Make 'em.
sense.
Okay.
Now, you had asked me, Don, can you buy them? Can you
Yes.
buy a pre-owned? The Brinks vehicles can be purchased in pieces overseas. They
So
cut
you
them up and
can't
send
buy
an
full
actual Brinks truck. Now, I researched this back when I first moved to Texas. I wanted to get one and turn it into a beach vehicle. Can't do it.
Not a smart beach vehicle.
Well, that wasn't smart back then.
25,000 pounds.
Exactly. Well, that's with all the money in it. But due to weight, and also you can't get them because they cut them up. But there are companies, several companies, that will make a Lexus SUV into an armored vehicle. You
Oh,
see
yeah.
these. Now, those can be purchased. they can be purchased from anywhere from $85,000 up to $500,000, depending on what you want to put into it.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine builds excursions,
Right.
diesel excursions,
Tahoes, excursions, Escalades.
into armored vehicles and
Yep.
ships them to the Philippines.
Yes.
I like the old Chevy vans that they've converted.
Astrovans.
Oh my God! It's like, are you serious?
Yeah. So they are available. You can get them, but they're not the Brinks version.
Well, Garda, I don't know if that's how
Garda
you
is
pronounce
one of
it.
them, yep.
That's they actually have a base out in Baytown.
Yep.
And we do business with them on their fuel stuff. But
it's
they
in-
run the same
Is it
550.
the same truck though?
It's a similar truck. It's the same 550 with a Ford Power Stroke
Right.
6.7 in it. And so
So
there's
what's
a lot of-
so I guess the box in the back where all the business
I would
is.
assume it's all
that's-
pretty similar.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are pretty
similar.
similar. Now, the driver is isolated from the back. The driver cannot get into the back, and the back cannot get into the front. And there's the driver, there's a, what they call, oh gosh, it's in here. There's a particular term for the guy that goes in and out and grabs the money and goes in and
The fool.
the fool, the targeted guy. No, but they are. It is one of the most dangerous jobs.
Oh, I would think so. You know, the other thing is over the years, and I remember this happened, and probably Don would have flown over it if he was in Florida. There was one of them where the back doors flew open and all the money was blowing out on the street for miles.
Yeah.
I imagine that poor guy lost his job.
But the address is 1801 Bayberry Court, Richmond, Virginia, 23226. The telephone number is,
God.
and I've got the BrinksCompany.com.
All right.
Yep,
Well, thank you. That was
There you go.
that was fun.
that was fun.
It was. All right. Time for a quick break. The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available on your favorite podcast channel. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break.
Winning the highest sales satisfaction award among all luxury brands from J.D. Power tells you everything you need to know about your Lincoln purchase from Bayway. Bayway Lincoln is where a premium buying experience is a priority, and you're invited to feel it yourself. This Houstonian-owned premier dealership is your number one choice for Lincoln. Become a member of the Bayway family. If it's online, in person, or in your own driveway, Bayway gets you to the luxury level you deserve. Bayway Lincoln is on the Gulf Freeway at Fuquay, just inside Beltway 8. Visit BaywayLincoln.com today.
Hey, just a reminder that Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, and it happens at 2 Lupe Tortilla Mexican restaurants each month in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free. Everyone's invited. You're going to get to see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at those 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off. It's a friends and family event at the Lupe Tortilla here on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupe founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10. In Wheel Time Car Shows involved, obviously. We're here today. So be sure and get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Cruise-In, the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning Cruise-In, the 3rd Saturday of every month, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting.
Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In-Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time Car Show. Today coming to you from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, Texas. Just ahead, another guest or two from today's Cruise-In. Conrad will have his car clinic. We'll have this week's auto news, too. Howdy, along with Beetlejuice. King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin and Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Beetlejuice is portrayed by Mike Out of This World Mars this morning. So I just wanted to.
And there's a reason for it, but we haven't figured out what.
What?
Oh, the shirt. Okay.
He doesn't get out much.
No,
Apparently not.
I've never watched the movie.
Are you? Why?
kidding.
I've never watched the movie.
You like it or what?
You're off
don't
the
know.
team.
No kidding. That's it for you.
Turn in your card.
Okay, Mr. Mars, we have a relative. Not yours,
No.
but Dad's relative.
Yeah, Dad was here a minute ago. Robert was here. So this is Chase. I messed it up last time.
McElhaney.
McElhaney.
It's the same company that makes Tabasco.
Well, that's what he said. He said it sounded like that.
Are you guys akin to him?
No, there's 2 L's in R and 1 in Tabasco.
Okay.
All right.
Almost.
So he's with the Camaro Group, and he happens to have that second one in the row out there, the 73. I guess it's primer, right?
Yep.
All right,
Just got
all right.
primered.
It just got primered.
Just
And
got
was it
primered.
yellow before?
Yes,
It was yellow, okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw that, I didn't quite get to the primer underneath the hood on the fenders.
Right. Yeah.
So you have that little smirk on your face like you've been called out. I didn't mean to do it that way.
No. Just trying to do it the easy way.
Well, let me tell you something. There's something to be said for a car like that because that's how I grew up. My buddy Ross Putnam, who we've had on this show before with the 55 Chevrolet.
Yeah.
That's the way it was. It was like that. Right. It was a work in progress. So there's something to be said for that. I appreciate it. I like it.
Yeah.
I think we all have one in primer at some
yeah.
point. in
Yeah,
time.
Absolutely.
absolutely. So I'm sorry to interrupt.
So it's primer gray now. What's the plan for it?
To go back yellow, the
Okay.
original color.
And the original, what was it was sunflower, saffron yellow? What was it called back then?
I'm not
Yellow.
sure. It's
Yellow.
There were 2 different yellows. It's the more pale yellow.
See, yellow back then is the same yellow today. It'll be yellow tomorrow, too.
Well, there was a saffron yellow, which is kind of a light tinted yellow, and then there's a brighter yellow. But you wouldn't know
Like
anything
sunflower
about something
yellow?
bright.
Yeah, sunflower yellow. That's sunflower yellow.
So tell us about the powertrain in
At
it.
least my car
It's
runs.
got a 406 small block.
Okay.
Turbo 400, 10 bolt. Pretty much it. It's a little plate on it.
Oh,
A little plate, so-
you
Plate,
just
yeah.
you just so understated everything. You know that, don't
So how
you?
big are the scuba tanks in the back?
Yeah, I just got one.
Just
it's
one.
It's on 150 shot right now. So
So, and we're assuming that it's faster than Dad's.
a little bit.
Now, what do you mean by that? A little bit.
A little bit. I mean, it's
Well, is it
He
a
doesn't
lot?
wanna
Is it a
embarrass-
lot? Little bit?
a good amount.
A good
It's
amount.
A good amount
Okay.
faster. Yeah.
Because you know that Dad's listening out there. He's going to
Yeah.
go. You really need to tone it down because you didn't beat me that bad.
So yours with a turbo 400 versus his with a turbo 350.
Right.
And the turbo 400 didn't come with it, though, did it?
No, it had the turbo 350. I had that rebuilt at first,
And broke it.
then sprayed the car and
Broke it.
broke it. So
Oh, yeah.
went to the turbo 400, put a trans brake in it, and it's been holding up a little better.
So was it Dad that was instrumental in you getting into this hot rodding thing?
Yeah, when I was about 14, there's some industrial parks by our house. And we always heard, cars doing burnouts and stuff. So we took the car over there one night and just hung out,
joined
in the
in.
parking lot.
Yeah,
His
hung
history.
out.
The
Uh-huh.
rest is history.
Yeah, we know about hanging out in
Yeah.
parking lots.
Now, Mike's taking pictures of your vehicle out there right now, and he's going through the side of it. He gets to the rear quarter panel. There's all this rubber stuff
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
back fender. What's
What's
all
that?
about?
What is that?
Oh, he drives on a dirty road.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
You know, it looks very similar to residue from burned up tires.
Could
Like
be.
the back of Erica Ender's Camaro.
Yeah.
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 So what kind of diff do you run in it? You said 10 bolt, but what
Yeah, it's
ratio?
a 10 bolt. It's got 373 gears.
Okay,
in it.
okay.
373 seems to be like that's the go-to gear ratio.
Yeah, I would say it's a good in between. I mean, it's not too fun on the highway, but it gets out of the hole good.
373s on that size tire, you're doing about 3,500 RPM at 70 miles an hour
Yeah.
or more.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's a little buzzy with
Yeah.
headers at 3,500
Yeah.
RPM.
Just turn the radio up.
yeah.
Real
so,
loud.
So have you gotten any tickets with it?
No.
What?
No tickets. Surprisingly.
Oh, well, it's because Dad's over there.
No tickets. I don't. Just been lucky, I guess.
Well, good.
Well, that's good.
No, smart.
Smart.
And you've had it at the track.
So yes.
You as well, 8th mile it.
8th mile and quarter, mainly 8th mile though.
Okay.
Where do you go for a quarter-mile track? Baytown?
Yeah, Baytown.
Well, what are you going to do after the race in the spring when there is no more Baytown?
No more quarter mile, I guess. Just run 8th.
You know,
Shortens the
that-
run up.
I know,
Then it
but-
can go to 488s and make it quicker.
488s. That's it. And it's got an automatic transmission in it.
Yeah, it's a manual valve body turbo 400.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have to shift it, but it's an automatic, yeah.
And you prefer that over a manual shifted car? Well, a manual transmission.
Yeah,
Why?
I like the automatic shift in it. It's just,
You
So
can-
when you- when
it's more consistent with the automatic.
I would say it's more consistent getting the car to hook and stuff.
It's
You
a
know,
little less driver error can happen,
Right.
and a little less damage
Yeah.
can happen when that driver error takes place.
Yeah. So when you over rev it when you
well,
miss a shift.
well,
or
the other
something?
thing too is
See, that's what I
with
would
the
think.
manual trans, then you have all the extra expense of, then you're going to end up having to putting clutches in it from time to time, and then you're going to upgrade the clutch. Then you're going to go to a dual disc clutch.
You got to have a scatter shield instead of a bell housing.
Right,
and,
yeah, but
all
still,
that.
your bell housing's probably is your. Do you have a reinforced bell housing on that?
No, it's a stock bell.
Stock. Okay.
Do you have a driveline hoop on it?
I have one sitting in the shop. It's just not on the car yet.
Yet.
Not yet.
Do the tracks not require that?
No. Like
Not in that class.
HMP
what's-
doesn't. You know, the,
What's your best number in a quarter?
in a quarter, it's been 1180. in a
Dang,
quarter.
that's
The
good.
car's
To say, because under 10
a lot
you need a
faster
cage and
now,
all that.
though. Last time at HMP, ran 7.0 on motor.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. You're
On
gonna need
motor.
a-
On
Goes
motor,
without
yeah.
spray.
Yeah, that was without spray.
You're gonna need all
That's
that
pretty
safety
quick.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep that up. You bet.
Well, you got a 4-point cage in it.
It's an 8-point, actually.
Oh, is it? I just saw the hoop when
Yeah.
he drove
Yeah.
by. I didn't see how it splayed out from there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's 8-point.
So it's ready for lots of power.
Yeah, it's ready for it.
It's track ready.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
He's more than ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
So are you still in school?
No. I'm a
He quit 2 years ago.
electrician.
Okay.
Okay.
Electrician by
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
We'll have to forget. Actually, it's a compliment. There wasn't anything negative about
Yeah.
the question. So,
Yeah.
you get to my age and your eyesight fails, and so does your brain and everything else at my age. So this is what you got to look forward
Yeah.
to. Guys asking stupid questions.
Uh-huh.
So do you kind of hang with this Camaro club?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
mainly
is
it's-
yours one of the faster of the group?
It's one of the faster ones, yes.
And you guys going to check it out on the way out? Nope. No.
Not today. I just got street tires on it, so it didn't do too well on street tires.
You can.
So
flip
how
that-
big a
flip
slick do
that
you run
over.
when you run?
28, 10.5.
10 and a half. Okay. Do you find that challenging with a 10 bolt?
It's left $5,000 off the trans brake
Has it really?
and
Oh, wow.
hooked. I mean, it's Eric at Lone Star built the rear end, so it's
Should be sturdy
held
enough.
up good. Yeah.
Stout, I think, is the word. It's stout.
And then, so what are your future plans for it?
Make it faster. You know,
Well, it's always make it
always want to
faster.
make it faster. If something happens to this motor, I'll probably go to a big block. Probably what I'll do next.
So you got a girlfriend that rides in there with you? Or?
No, that's how I have the car. No girlfriend.
Oh,
That's
he
your
can afford
girlfriend.
the car.
there you go.
The car is the girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your dad tells us this story about how his wife wanted that Camaro. I think it's a great story. I'm not real sure how factual it is.
It's pretty factual.
He's shaking
That's-
his head. No, it is the truth.
Yeah, that's.
I've
She
got a-
wanted one.
So are you a Camaro fan because you grew up with the Camaro in the house?
Yeah, I liked them. When I bought the car, I was looking. I wanted a 4th gen Camaro. That's what I wanted to get, and I found that on Craigslist and thought, well, I'll go look at it. It looks to be in good shape. Went and looked at it and bought it. And
Was it straight? I mean, it hadn't been wrecked or anything?
no, it hadn't been wrecked. The floor pans were rusted out. No interior. I mean, it had the original motor and everything was original in it. But I mean, for the most part, the car was straight. I mean, it was a good car.
The good starting point for what
Right.
you wanted to do.
Yeah.
I've got a T-shirt that says, "The more I learn about women, the more I like my car."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Rat Fink shirt.
Uh-huh.
Lessons,
telling Kathy.
lessons
He's not
learned from
listening.
the old guys.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of velocity stacks pulling in.
Yeah, no kidding. Look at the
see
Cadillac Alante.
I know.
I wonder if the wreckers followed him
Hey,
in.
easy, Con. Hey, you know what? That one's running. That one has a key that turns.
No, actually, I saw the guys. They pushed it from back there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just rolling on the original
They're
push.
wearing Oldsmobile shirts.
I'm an Oldsmobile guy.
Yeah. Ask him where his Oldsmobile is.
Stuck home in the garage with a broke ignition switch I haven't fixed in 6 months. Probably longer,
Months?
longer than
Months?
6 months.
Maybe years.
No, not years. It was out last year, but just haven't taken the time to work on it, and I get grief about it every week.
Oh, heck yeah. You will.
Life is good.
Yep.
So, curious, do you go to Autorama?
No.
Why not?
Haven't been
Not
there.
interested?
No, not really.
Why?
Just
Gosh.
not.
No, just shut
we
up.
need to know.
You
Not
just
really.
sit over there with your broken car and be quiet for a second. So,
I would say just not really my thing. I mean, I'm into the cars, but
Not the show cars.
not the show cars.
well, I mean, there's other
Autorama's
things
got
there.
a pretty diverse range of cars that show up. Some of them are Trailer Queen show cars. Some of them are
Yeah.
daily drivers that show up.
Right.
So it's a pretty good range of cars that come out to Autorama. You know, if you get a chance and you want to come see some stuff.
Let
you
us
know,
know.
Like us.
Okay.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
We're the old cars or the old guys.
We're the old guys because there's cars like yours are there. I mean, it's always good to steal other guys' ideas.
Yes.
That's the way I always look at
That's
it.
how you compliment them, by taking those
Yeah,
suggestions.
but you don't ever give them credit.
No.
I mean, that's a very important part of it. You get in trouble if you start giving other people credit. Am I right?
Yep.
Dad?
Yep.
Yeah. Dad's been, haven't you? Autorama? Yeah. So
It's a Thanksgiving tradition.
Yep. And it really is a diverse field of vehicles that are in there.
Yeah.
And it changes every year, and they do different things. And,
Right.
And since we haven't had one in 2 years, it ought to be really good.
Right.
And who are they having this year? Sting, the professional wrestler.
That I don't know.
He's going to be the star wrestling because Larry always brings in a couple of professional wrestlers to the show.
Didn't they have the Daisy Duke girl last year or 2 years ago?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You would know that. I really
Wasn't
didn't pay
paying that
much-
close attention to it, Jeff.
Just
It
wondered.
was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. They had the Bandit was there. Those
That's
guys.
right.
Bandit
The guys
guys.
from
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
They were cool.
Buford T. Justice. He was
We
there
had,
too.
we had him
He
on the
was- he
show.
was-
They were
He was the best.
There's a lot of folks pulling in.
Yeah.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
everybody got up late this morning. All right, well, thank you so much for stopping by.
No problem.
We like your car.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Good luck to you.
Good
and,
story.
yeah, great story. so
Appreciate
we
it.
hope to run into you again.
Come
Yep.
and see us
And,
again.
yeah, and
always
you,
stay faster than Dad.
and you don't have to.
That's the
You
plan.
don't have to tell anybody that you were on this show or that you even know us. It's okay.
Yeah.
We get it. We know. Been there, done that.
We're going to delete it from your memory here.
Yeah.
Flash.
All right. Very good.
Well, what's next, Mr. Armstrong?
Well, it's going to be Conrad's Car Clinic, but I did want to remind everybody that we'd love to hear from you. All you have to do is shoot us an email. That would be info@inwheeltime.com. You can get a hold of us that way pretty much 24/7. Not that we would answer you right back if you emailed us at 3 a.m., but
You would.
I probably would
Probably
because
you're
I
up.
can't
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's that. All right, so time now for Conrad's Car Clinic. What are we clinicking today?
Well, we're going to talk about air conditioning systems. You know,
Well, this is a perfect time for that in a day like today.
Thank you. As of January 1st, 2021, the United States EPA mandated that all passenger cars and light-duty trucks coming off assembly lines had to have R12344YF as their refrigerant system.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
1, 2,
R
3.
1234YF. Don't ask me what the YF stands for.
your fill in the blank.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can figure
Let's
that out.
go, Brandon.
But many OEMs had begun doing this previous to 2021. Cadillac's had 1234YF in
Yep.
since 2015. Mercedes has as well had it in, I want to say, since 17. So it's not like it's new.
Well, what the hell is it?
It's more prevalent now.
No, what I mean, what is it?
So-
Is it? It's not Freon anymore.
No. Well, no, not at all. So
Well, what is it?
It's probably a little bit more closer to if you broke it down to propane.
Okay.
So
Well, don't something tells me that they use propane in some sort of
refrigerant systems
Yeah.
elsewhere. Yeah, they do. But it's not flammable like propane. So
I
there's
got
some
it. Mhm,
differences.
yeah.
You know, the change in everything had to do with concerns from the environmental impact of all of the refrigerants. You know, if you think years ago we used R12, and that was supposed to create the hole in the
Yeah, all
ozone.
the PCBs and all that.
And whether it did or didn't is debatable. So they switched to R134A, and R134A came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, and everything had to have it. We've had that for quite some time. You couldn't mix R134A
Nope.
and R12. The R12 systems generally, like my car, my 70, has R12 in it, and it's got a 4-pound refrigerant system. When they switched to R134A, the compressors had to become bigger, the condenser had to become bigger, but the amount of refrigerant went down to under 2 pounds. So now they've come out with this 1234YF, and again, the compressors had to be a little bit stronger, the condensers had to be a little bit stronger, and now you're talking about a refrigerant system that probably holds less than 1 pound of refrigerant.
Wow.
Which means if it leaked, it would degrade its operation real fast. But one of the things that they changed with 1234YF is they have double captured seals on everything. Up until this point, generally an AC system had 1 O-ring on it at each hose connection. Now they put 2 O-rings on it at each hose connection.
Because it can denigrate so quickly, they don't
Right.
want it to leak
And
out.
this refrigerant is a little bit more caustic than the 134A or the R12, but it is much safer on the environment. It's got a higher reactivity, which is part of why it's so friendly to the environment, which means that it degrades faster when it's exposed to the atmosphere. Where R134A remains stable over decades, and that was the problem with it, is that the refrigerant would continue to do damage over time. Newer systems have very small capacities and are much less prone to leakage. The newer systems require newer equipment to service them. So if you're driving a newer car that has this, not all the shops are going to have the equipment to service
Right.
1234YF. So they have to have, in
What
today's
year model did it start in?
15 in Cadillacs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
And
there's
then
special
kind of rolled
equipment.
in. Yeah,
Absolutely.
very,
Now
very
it's across
special
the board.
equipment. Now it's everybody has to have it
Okay.
as of 2021.
Right.
Because when you do an R&R on that, you've got to contain all that
Correct.
old stuff and then dispose of it properly.
So they have recovery machines
Right.
that will extract out the refrigerant, hold it, weigh it, put it back into the system, and weigh it as it goes back in the system, and filter it and put fresh oil in it,
Love on it.
and put some love on it. Well, high-level shops are going to have an R134 system, and they're going to have a 1234YF system because you can't mix the two of them whatsoever. One of the other things that happens is, the older refrigerants, R12 and R134A, you would run a dye in the oil,
Right.
and that dye in the oil would give you leave basically a witness mark under a black light as
Right.
to where the leak
Leak
was.
is.
A witness mark.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah,
exactly- yeah, what they call
it
it.
leaves a spot,
A
kind of
spray or-
like you do, Don. You know.
Well, that's what I was going for.
But
Doesn't take much anymore.
But the new refrigerant, the dyes
Are already in it.
degrade. No, they degrade the refrigerant because the
Oh.
dye generally comes into the oil through the oil, and the new refrigerant requires a very specific oil.
I've got so many
and,
questions.
And dyes and the oil just don't mix. It
So
degrades the
you can
degrades the system.
Can you still get the R12?
You can still get R12. They're not manufacturing R12, so you're buying it from somebody who has a store.
New old stock.
Right.
Okay. What is the cost of this new Freon, this new technology Freon?
$120 to $150 a
pound.
A pound?
But you don't even use a pound of it.
No. But R12, even though I used 4 pounds of it, I've recently bought some because I needed some for the.
What is
for
it?
the rally.
$5,000 a pound?
No, it was $20 a pound. $20
Now,
a pound.
back in my days when I was with a wholesale distributor, they would promote and put these things on sale for like $189 for a 3-pound
Right.
container for the shop. Now you can still get the R12. You said the cost there. Do you need a different type of sniffer when it leaks? Like you
Oh
put
yeah,
a sniffer
for sure.
on that.
Well, they have an electronic leak detector, which is
Right.
what most everybody goes
Sniffer,
to.
yeah.
And yeah, it requires a leak detector that knows which product it's sniffing.
Okay.
So the same device that would smell R12 isn't going to smell 134.
So that's nothing like a
164
Dutch
YF.
oven or anything.
Nothing,
No.
or nothing
So-
like Don's shoes.
So like a 2002 vehicle
I know about Dutch ovens.
that needed some air conditioning work on it. Would you have to upgrade that system?
No, you could still buy R134A, but on the older systems like my Rally that was made for R12, a lot of people have updated their systems of their older cars to the R134A. It always requires a condenser change. On my car, it had that big old A6 compressor.
Right.
It has more than enough compressor.
Huge, yeah. Well, we saw some of those when we were down at the Waterfront Grill.
Yes.
Some of the,
Right.
yeah, some of the big ones.
So, but you have to put a big condenser in it because what the condenser is, it changes the gas back to a liquid in the refrigerant system. So how refrigerant systems work, to make it simple, is they take whatever product it is and they spray a liquid into a vapor. And that vapor is cold, colder than the liquid. Kind of like, if you've ever looked at some of the bars outside, they have these water misters there.
Right.
That's a refrigerant system. It might change the temperature a couple of degrees.
Yeah.
So they have learned through the years
and make me
what
wetter than I already am.
what products change the temperature enough to have a pretty big impact. So you're looking at the 1234YF. Like I said, it's chemically not far from propane. It's just not as flammable as propane.
Propane and propane products.
In propane products. But the pressure differential, that temperature drop, is about 48, 49 degrees. So
That's
it's
cool.
huge.
That's interesting.
You
It's
have to
really
be
pretty
real
big.
careful
Yeah.
with that because in those Dutch oven things, man, that thing
Oh,
will
boy.
kaboom.
I'm glad I'm not on camera.
I'm not real sure where that's going to go, and I'm not going to ask. So
I'm
make
just,
sure
I'm
if
just
you're
taking
bringing,
it all in,
making
so to
sure if
speak.
you're bringing your vehicle into a shop to get it worked on, that they understand what type of refrigerant you use, and ask them, do they have new equipment to service the newer cars?
Mars, there's a test on this. Are you ready to answer all the questions on the test?
I'm taking notes over here.
Are you? So what have you got down there on those?
I got
Dutch
it.
oven.
He's like,
Oven.
I
Wetter,
need to get
wetter
another
stains.
guest so I can shut Conrad up.
And I got R 1, 2, 3 A B C D E F.
No,
and
R
whatever
1, 2,
else.
3, 4.
YF. How could you forget YF? There's so much meaning in that.
I understand.
Let's go,
translated.
Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Everybody in the parking lot. Right, I'm 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Let's go, Brandon. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
I have a couple of stories that I wanted to try to get in before the top of the hour, if that's okay.
I tried to give you time, but not much.
Speaking of pressure, brake pressure modulator valve may short, and it's being recalled for the Chevrolet Silverado 2500, 3500, and Sierra 2500 and 3500 from the 21 to 22 model years. The park position lights are too bright on the Cadillac CT6 from 2016 to 2017.
That's okay. That's not
What
a problem.
what is
That's
that?
not a
It's too
problem.
bright.
No,
Well,
that's a
I would
misprint.
I would say if you bought a CT6, you might not have been bright in the
Oh,
first
come on,
place.
Conrad. That's twice.
I like that car, though. I really like that CT6.
The Ford Ranger from 2020 to 2021 is being recalled because the child's seat may not attach properly. How about the Volvo S60 and S80 from
safest cars in the
2001
world.
to 2009. Driver's airbag inflator may explode.
Thank you, Takata.
Pinhole in the tire sidewall on the Honda Odyssey for 2022. All these are recalls, by the way. Passenger airbag may not deploy or deploy improperly on the Ford Bronco for 2021. That's a brand new car.
It's the one you were driving.
Driver's front airbag may not deploy properly on the Mercedes-Benz GLS 580 for the model year 2020. And so those are the recalls that I have for this week, so far anyway. One story, J.D. Power used vehicle price index was up 35% over the same 9-month period of 2020.
Yowzers. Time to trade your used car in.
No,
just sell it. Don't trade it in because that means you got to buy something else.
Well,
according to J.D. Power, used prices are expected to remain, quote unquote, very strong for the foreseeable future, with fluctuations up and down as the new market continues to work towards recovery.
Because there's no inventory.
Correct.
Are there any?
It's going to be at least, my guess is, next summer before there starts to be inventory again.
You know, they're taking catalytic converters. Do you think they'd be taking chips out? Just take the chips out and sell the chips?
Well, yeah, as opposed to catalytic converters.
Or come to Lupe Tortillas for lunch, and they'll give you free chips and salsa.
There you go.
Ford Mustang 5-liter GT snagged the top spot in an annual automotive index that measures the amount of U.S. manufactured content in vehicles. Everybody's always doing something, right? Here's one.
So Mustangs are made in America.
This is the second consecutive year a Ford Motor Company model has topped the KOGOD Made in America Auto Index. The Mustang contains nearly 89% domestic content, according to the index. For comparison, the 10th ranked vehicle contains 76% domestic content. The Chevrolet Corvette placed second. The Tesla Model 3 placed third. And the Ford Bronco placed fourth. So if you're Buy America, there you go. Those are the cars to get.
Yankee Doodle.
Dandy.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go. All right. Quick break now. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Show. We'll be back right after this.
We all know about aftermarket and online parts stores, and each one has something to offer, but they don't offer original factory parts. That's where Bayway comes in. For original factory parts, visit the Bayway stores first. Give them a call or stop by. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln carry a complete line of parts for the do-it-yourselfer. Keeping your new or classic original means a lot, and you can count on these fully stocked parts departments to help keep it that way. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln, keeping it original.
Hey, I wanted to tell you a little bit about this event that we're at today, coming to you live from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. It is Houston's premier monthly car cruise in, and it happens at 2 Lupe Tortilla Mexican restaurants once a month, here in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free. Everyone is invited. You could cruise your car here, or if you don't have a car to cruise, come on out, take a look at the cars, talk to the people that own them. I think that you'll find something that you'll really enjoy. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at these 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off at a friends and family event at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland, where we are right now, just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupe founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in. And it's true. Tailpipes and Tacos. Inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby and here in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10. In Wheel Time Car Show is involved, and we hope that you'll be sure and stop by and say hello to us when you get here. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise in, the 3rd Saturday of every month, weather permitting.
Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In-Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning Car Talk, it's the In Wheel Time Car Show. Just ahead, we'll talk to some of the participants of this monthly Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In. Beetlejuice, sometimes known as Mr. Mars, has an interesting story in his series on banned race cars. This one on the Jumping Jack Dragster. Can't wait to hear that. Plus, we'll have the upcoming events calendar and today's news headlines, all just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars, Beetlejuice, King Conrad DeLong, David Ainsley, and we need more, Jeff Zekin.
We do.
I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today out here. It is spectacular. The weather couldn't be any more perfect. Now, out here on the west side of Houston, Katie, there is not a cloud in the sky.
Nope.
It is stunningly beautiful.
Everybody looks up.
And let me see what the current temperature is here.
Oh,
I just want to kind of rub it in.
Upper 60s.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah,
He's going to put a picture of me because it's awesome.
I will tell you here in just a moment, as soon as I can get the correct PIN number loaded into my telephone.
Boy.
I know.
That's the password.
Oh, it says 62 on my
62.
phone.
Does it?
When it gets to 63,
Say
sell.
let's see. Let me see if that's correct.
Thanks. I appreciate you.
I want. No, it says 63. 63, Katie. Right now.
Oh, I'm Houston. It's 62.
I
So
got 63.
Katie's just one better.
I got 65.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. You were sitting on your phone.
Oh, that's true.
Dutch oven in it. Okay, Mr. Morris.
I got blocked calls.
Please, I'm almost embarrassed now. So
Embarrassed for what?
No, come on.
Us. We've embarrassed him again.
So we get, 55, 56, 57 Chevys are very
It's called
popular.
the Tri-5.
Tri-5, classic hot rods. And there's always a few of them around. We got several of them out here, but we got one that's rather different than the others. It's this 55 Chevrolet convertible out here. You don't see too many convertibles of them.
Nope.
They're around, but not very many of them. And this one's got a really cool story behind it. And Donna O'Day, the driver, owner now of this vehicle, is joining us to
That has a
tell us about
Pennsylvania
that.
license plate on it.
Yes, we're from New Jersey, and my parents retired to Pennsylvania, and so that's
It's their
where-
car and you stole it.
pretty much.
Okay, I got it.
No, actually, my dad bought the car new.
Holy cow.
And-
Seriously.
and taught me how to drive on that car about 40 years ago or
How
more.
cool is that?
That is so cool. What a great story that is.
He wanted us all to know how to drive a stick shift, and that was the only stick in the family.
3 on the tree.
Actually, it was a 4 on the floor. So,
Wow.
Oh, my God, even more rare.
Yeah.
but since then he put. Right now it has a 6-speed.
A
Oh, wow.
6-speed.
So he wanted a 6-speed, probably to save gas.
Yeah.
So that's
So there's clearly have been some modifications to the car.
yes. Supposedly he blew the engine very soon after buying it.
Beating on
because-
it.
Yeah, he was.
We like your dad already.
Well, he told me that I beat on it too because about 3 weeks after I learned to drive on it, the clutch went out, and he claims that it was my fault.
Yeah. Of course.
And I don't believe it because I would never admit it. And
So did he teach you how to drive the
He-
stick shift?
he did.
So it really, in essence, was his fault. If you burn up the clutch,
'Cause
he
he didn't
taught you
teach
the
you
right
correct.
way.
exactly. If
So-
I was rough on it doing a lot of this, that's not my fault.
Right.
Well, how cool is that? An original car, original family car for a 55.
So
he
rare.
ordered it from a dealership in New Jersey
In New
somewhere.
Jersey, yeah, and probably, he lived in Bergen County at the time, so who knows? It's somewhere towards, that's closer to New York City than
Guido
where-
Motors.
Yeah, right.
Guido Motors. That's good.
So, nevertheless, we grew up as a Chevy family. We had several GM cars throughout our whole life. So, but that's my. Actually, I do have a Trailblazer right now at home also. But this is my other
Your fun
Chevy.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the fun car.
this is the fun
So
car.
do you ever take the top down?
I did about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I did it for the first time. I got the car last year. My dad passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
January of last year. He told me he wanted me to be the caretaker of
Oh,
the
how
car.
cool.
And he never wanted it sold, so I will never sell it.
So it's shipped down from Pennsylvania for you.
It was shipped down in an enclosed trailer, and it came to me with a whole bunch of boxes full of parts. I have not.
That's a typical car guy.
I have no idea what's in there, to tell you the truth. But I guess someday I'll open them up, and if something breaks, I'll see if I have the part before
There you go.
I go
Sure.
buy.
My guess is, how old was your dad when he passed?
82.
So
82.
my guess is what happened was when every time your dad made a change to the car, he took the old part off and saved it. So you probably got most of the original car there. Do you have the original motor?
No, unfortunately,
Long
that
gone.
was long gone.
Yep.
So
are you a member of any of the Tri-Fi clubs here in Houston?
actually, no. This is actually my very first time taking the car out to something like this.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks for joining us here. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I just found out about it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Do you live
there's-
out here in the neighborhood?
I live about 25 minutes away. I live in Orchard.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah,
Sure.
so but
So how did it ride coming over here?
Oh, it rides great. It's my father estimated some years ago that the car has over 400,000 miles on it.
Holy cow.
Are you serious?
This was a driver. Now the odometer does work right now. It didn't work for a long time, so we don't know exactly.
All right, we'll try it.
The odometer doesn't work right now, which
Doesn't matter.
no, just don't go.
Because a cop's going to pull you over to check the car out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was I speeding, officer? No, I just want
cares?
to
I
see
just wanna see the car.
Yeah, I'm sorry because the speedometer doesn't.
More than happy to show you that it doesn't work.
I would imagine there's and I know there is a pretty active Tri-5 Chevy groups here in Houston. We'll make sure and we've had him on the show just a number of start opening boxes. I'm sure they could tell you what all is inside of all your various
there are
boxes.
so many boxes, and I only have one box full of trophies from all the car shows he's been to. My dad actually started a car club up there.
Oh wow!
And every Friday night they would go and hang out, and so but he the boxes of trophies I have two of his favorites with me, and one of these days I'll actually bring a little table and set some up because some of them are really beautiful. And but he had a room full of plaques and trophies. Yeah, the car was,
Do you know if the car's been repainted?
Yes, it was repainted about 20 years ago.
Really? That's a 20-year-old paint job.
That is.
Actually looks, now again, 100 some odd feet from it, actually looks very good. There's a good shine to it. So, yeah, pretty good for a 20-year-old paint job.
My brother painted it, and he used to work for a car dealership doing paint. So he painted it, and believe me, he did a meticulous job. But it has been like 20 years, so there's a few little swirls here and there, and I need to get a good wax job on it.
Yeah, I saw Stan pulling up in his latest toy. He just bought his toy. With Rambler gases. Well, it's going to be. So, what brought you to Houston, Texas, and how long have you been here?
I've been in Texas about 20 years. I was working as a dental hygienist and decided that I could probably work anywhere in the country I want to.
Yep.
So I came down, got my license, and was doing that for a while. Right now I'm working as a flight attendant, so that's my retirement job.
To which airline?
American Eagle.
Okay.
So I work in Dallas, so I jump on a plane to fly to work once a week
Yeah.
and work full-time up there.
Do
And
you fly out of Hobby or Intercontinental?
I fly out of Hobby, but I work in Dallas.
Yes.
I work at DFW, so I fly out of Hobby to get to Dallas, and then I do my little 4-day trip, buzzing around North America, and then come home for a few days.
It's amazing.
That's pretty cool, though, actually.
Well, it used to be a really, really fun job until COVID hit, and now people are just horrible. And you might have heard stories on the news
Yes,
about.
we have. That was my
About
next
people
question.
being stupid.
Yeah,
And I know you can't say that, but I can. People being absolutely stupid on a plane, and I've watched people be stupid. And I'm like, oh, please raise your hand to her because I'm going to sit on you for the rest of the flight.
I've had people offer to duct tape people for me.
My.
And actually, we don't have duct tape on our planes.
No, but if you use the seatbelt extensions and you put the clips around the wrong side of them, they can't get to them. When you clip their arms down.
Good idea,
Listen to
Conrad. I know.
well,
He knows.
Conrad's been
And you
tied
can
up.
also use a seatbelt extension to whack them from about
You've
3
been-
rows away.
You've been tied up on an airplane, haven't you?
I've been tied up with
Haven't
seatbelt
you?
extensions.
Oh,
That's for
my.
sure.
yeah,
Oh, my
He knows
God.
a little too much about this,
I
doesn't he?
know.
Yeah, and not on airplanes he's been tied up, according to
Actually,
him.
they do talk to us about what weapons you can use on a plane if you need to, and a seatbelt extender could be a good weapon if you needed to smack somebody with it. 'cause-
Well, I would think there would be enough people to help support you
Oh,
when
there
somebody
is.
gets a case of the stupids, because I've watched a couple of people kind of bow up when some drunk starts acting foolish.
and
Or you could just have Conrad fly with you.
you know what? He could be my personal bodyguard.
Hey,
It would be wonderful.
I just need a big seat.
Just get him out of our hair, anyways.
Well, yeah, I'm not in your hair at all, Jeff.
Yeah, what happened there?
Wait, he has some hair. He's not
Yeah,
totally.
but it's all on the sides.
Grass doesn't grow on busy streets.
Yeah, but that part's about 7 inches wide.
I still carry a comb because I can't part with it.
Oh, God.
Ba-dum-ching.
Well, I think
So
there's
what are
too
the-
many active brain cells up there that have burned
Thank
the hair
You
off
are
on
my
the top.
favorite guest so far.
So what plans do you have for the car?
Well, I need to get a good wash and wax. I need to. It runs really good, so it really doesn't need much. I'd love to get some of the tailpipe re-chromed, and because
We
there's
know
some
people.
Yeah, well, that's good because, but there's definitely things I'd like to do to it. But since coming here, there's a little tear in the upholstery, which I think this may be the original upholstery.
Oh, you want to get it fixed and not replaced.
Yeah, but it's torn a little, but somebody could still stitch it back up, and
Oh yeah. There's people who can do quality work without totally tearing it up.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the door skins have been replaced. The carpeting I know has been. The trunk is big enough for like.
Bodies.
You could have a whole party back there. I think really.
Yeah,
It's
4 or
like-
5 people laid out in the
I
trunk.
know.
The drive-through.
Jimmy Hoffa's back there somewhere.
Well, I was going
drive-in.
to say you could definitely move some dead bodies around. So it's definitely possible. But yeah, there's a whole lot of room back there. And my dad was telling me that he thought the motor was going to die at some point.
Time to replace it.
So I told him, well, I'll get a crate motor and throw that in there, and but
Listen to her throwing around the word crate motor.
Hey, she knows what she's talking about.
I know, I like it.
I think it's great that it's got a manual on top of the fact that somebody put a 6-speed manual in it just to make it that much more streetable.
it's been a great. It was fun driving it 43 years ago, and it's even more fun driving it now. I took my granddaughter for a ride. She was blown away by the horsepower, and I thought I scared her, and she's like, "No, I love it." I'm like, "Okay."
Mike took a picture of the interior. We did see the shifter on it. If you're looking to put a Hurst shifter in it, we're your guys.
No, we're not. We're not her guys when it comes to that. We put a Hurst shifter in my Corvette.
do you find it a little nerve-wracking how many people pay attention to you while you're driving down the road and you're worried about them coming into your lane? Because I'm sure you get lots of thumbs up.
No,
as you're
I like
cruising.
it that it draws attention. I think it's kind of fun. Obviously, we were a Chevy family growing up, but unfortunately, I married a Ford guy. So we just have these little, tension.
Oh.
So does he have a cool car?
No.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
You got the cool car and he doesn't.
And he
Yeah.
probably likes going for a ride in it.
Well, sometimes when we do go for a ride, he's like, "I'm driving." I'm like, "Oh, really? I thought, he's not a car guy, but he's like, well, I'm driving." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
He
Okay.
wants everybody to think it's his.
How long have you been married?
15 years.
Oh, Okay, he'll get over it.
Yeah. Well, he's made a couple friends.
Dumbass.
He's made a couple friends since
Several
driving it
times.
around, so it's just so funny.
Well, there's Biff right there. So, Biff, you need to help her get in contact with your other Tri-5 friends.
She's got the 55 vert.
Yeah.
Convertible.
Original family owner.
All right. Well, we're done.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm done, guys. I'm sorry.
Hey, thank you very much.
We really
It was a-
appreciate it.
yeah,
Great
was
story. Great
pleasure
story.
to meet you, and
Thank
thank you for
you
stopping
very
by.
much.
And it's such a rarity to see a car that's in the original family.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's going to stay there, too. So there were some sisters saying, oh, let's sell it. I'm like,
No.
My father told me I'm the caretaker, and it doesn't get sold.
Oh, so
Good for you.
there's other siblings involved.
Yes.
Yeah, but they don't count.
Yeah, because I'm the one who he
You
picked.
got the keys.
You have the car.
You have the car.
Exactly.
Possession is
Possession.
55% of it,
And,
right?
and title, so, it's mine.
Thanks
Well,
again.
congratulations.
Appreciate
Thanks
you.
for coming on.
All right, time now for our car review this hour. Mr. Mars has a special feature on banned race cars that he's been doing, and this week it's Jumping Jack Dragster.
Ma'am? Yeah.
Is that
I thought.
Mike? What is that
Go talk
listed
to
under?
Jeff.
What is that listed under? You've got it under
Jumping Jack
for your
Dragster.
video.
It's under Pete Robinson.
Pete. Okay, we got Pete.
Sneaky Pete Robinson is what
Sneaky.
it's called. But he didn't really start out being called Sneaky. But there's a couple of things that led up to what ended up getting banned here. He started out literally when everybody else was running the Hemis, he was running the Ford 427 because he thought the configuration of it was better for the nitro racing because of the push rod design. So that's what he was running when everybody else started running the Hemis with the nitros. So he actually got his first Top Eliminator championship in 1961, and that's because he beat a Hemi-powered A competition coupe. Now, at that particular race, there was a few people that cried foul because of Pete's external water injection system. He was starting to put that stuff in there, and of course he explained his reasoning to NHR at the time was he had a higher compression engine, he needed it to make it work, but anyway, they still complained on it, so he had a choice of either taking that off or be disqualified. So he took the water injection off, and turns out he ran faster without it. So that was kind of the start of where he started developing the name of Sneaky Pete, because later on you're going to see that
Snuck a few more things in.
well,
huh?
he did. So when NHRA went and stipulated pure gasoline per the fuel ban in 1959 to 64, that's when the guys started experimenting with the twin engines. Well, he didn't do that. He stayed with the single engine, but he started lightening things up. I mean, he would grind things down off the engine, off the frame, off the rail, anything that he could find to take weight off. By the ounces, he would do that. In
Hell,
fact,
everybody's still trying to do that
well, yeah,
these days.
they are. He went so far as before he got ready to race, he would go to his trailer and he would basically get down to his underwear and put the fire suit on. He took off anything and everything. If
Don still does that.
well, yeah, but he
running around. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
I'm not wearing any underwear
Ricky-
now.
Ricky
I'm
Bobby.
sorry,
Yeah, and he also
Tourette's.
had
Ricky
some
Donnie.
special well-worn sneakers in there. But anyway, so he was started doing this stuff at one point in time. He actually had this like an air vent deal. He brought it off the air scoop on top of the blower,
Right.
brought it down in front between the rails on the dragster to kind of scoop up air with the idea that that air intake would help push the dragster down, create more downflow.
So
And-
he was doing his own aerodynamic.
as well as doing some of that
Ideas.
stuff, and it worked really well, except
Without a tunnel.
it scooped up everything on the track and crammed it all down into
Yes,
the
I was
motor.
gonna
The
say.
motor didn't last very long whenever it was doing that,
man.
so he kind of put that away. So, but the final straw was he envisioned that the rear wheels, this big mass of weight back here, held a lot of energy in it. So what he came up with the idea was that if these wheels were turning at launch, kind of like a stall torque converter, I suppose, then the car would launch better. So he created this arrangement, kind of like the Indy cars used, to jack the car up at the rear. He'd jack it up where the wheels were off the ground. He would get the wheels spinning, and then he would drop it, and the car would launch with the tires on it.
Gosh, that doesn't sound good.
No, it always ran straight, beat Don Garlant's in some match races.
So that's where the name Jumping Jack came from.
That's right. So he did this several times in the match races, won
Sneaky
quite
Pete.
a bit. Then he took it to to an official race, and then HRA saw it. They didn't think too much about it, just like they didn't think too much about on his disc brakes. He only had one caliper for a long time. Nobody noticed that he only had one because he's trying to save weight. So he just took one of them off because he didn't need two of them to stop. So anyway, so his problem really happened because he was at the race and he was starting it up. He got a little carried away with the RPMs, and the tires grew enough that they started rubbing on the ground, and so he was smoking the tires without moving. And the commentators were even talking about this big smoke out that the guy was doing by just sitting there doing nothing. And so he launched. He won the race, and, of course, Garlitz was the first one to jump up and complain about it, and everybody complained.
Oh, yeah. Like Garlitz didn't cheat.
So that's when they made the rule that at the launch, all four tires have to be in contact with the ground.
Interesting.
And that got that car banned. You
That's
can't
great.
do that anymore.
That's a great story. I did not realize. Now I knew there was some people that were running the 427 Ford engines in it, but I didn't realize all the backstory about his innovation in drag racing.
Yeah, and at the end, he was running a small block against some of the Hemis because his car was so lightweight he could do that, and he could run more RPM a little faster. It gets all into all kinds of lightweight things, and it got really interesting, but that's how he got the name Sneaky Pete and got banned. That car got banned.
And how much true innovation through the years has been banned by different
Well,
racing
a lot of it, though, as we've seen looking at
categories.
this, is now standard operating
Standard
procedure.
fare.
You know, they just do it now. But when they first came out with it, they banned it because it was so effective.
Cool.
So
Great story.
another.
Where are you
another-
coming up with these banned race car things? This is really good.
Just
Because
get
the old
lucky and
cheater
find
that
them.
you are.
The cheater that you
Yeah, just go on to the cheaters boards.
Well, I've sent him a couple. I'm waiting for those to come up. A couple I thought were pretty cool race cars that have been banned.
We like it. All right, let's do the events calendar.
So, well, the one you want to be at today is at Tailpipes and Tacos
Yeah, we've got
and
another
Loopy
hour and a
Tortillas.
half here.
We still got time, and even afterwards, you can stay and have lunch because they got killer food here.
Ooh, yeah, smells
The
good.
Mustang Club of Houston, they're having their fall open show today from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that's at Planet Ford on 45. Tonight, Kids in Cars number 4, bring your Power Wheels to the Rudy's Barbecue on Tomball Parkway. And they're going to have a sectioned off area for all the kids to get out there and race their Power Wheels.
I saw something on Facebook about that, and it looked pretty fun for the kids.
Oh
It
yeah,
really did.
yeah. It should be it should be a hoot. And then Saturday, October 30th, is going to be Chaotic Coffee and Halloween at the French Press, and that's with our friends, Ladies of Chaos, the
Yep.
car club. And then also on the 30th is going to be
Wait a minute. Did you just say the French Halloween?
French Press
Oh,
Coffee House.
Oh, okay.
It's like a panini.
No, French Press is a coffee
Coffee
machine
machine.
that you literally press the dried coffee through the liquid. Oh, you're you're a panini. And then Houston Cars and Cocktails at Little Woodrow's in Tomball. That's going to be Sunday the 31st. And back to you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there's that.
Back to you, Don Pardo.
Well, I hope that our dear friend Buzz Smith is listening.
Oh, boy. Well, Buzz usually does tune in.
So he's up in Dallas. He is the evangelist, EV evangelist.
Uh-oh, here we go, Buzz.
You ready for this? This is brilliant.
Never.
This is brilliant. Trailer maker Colorado Teardrops says
What?
it has hundreds of pre-orders for a camper that will house EV charging batteries in its frame. That's notable considering that for now the camper called the Boulder exists only as a 3D computer rendering. Still, customers have paid to be first adopters. Pre-orders were generated through advertising on YouTube and independent reviews.
Generated.
According to Joshua Robinson,
Diesel generated.
the built-in batteries will allow electric vehicle drivers to travel with a teardrop-shaped camper that has 5 feet by 10 feet of interior space and doubles as a charging station they can take into the wilderness. The Boulder will have a 75 kilowatt-hour battery pack which the company says should recharge most EVs to their pre-towing range or better. It also offers more traditional amenities, such as an insulated cabin, a place to go to the bathroom, a galley, and seating that can convert into beds. It's brilliant.
Good idea.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the Plymouth Prowler when it first came out. They also offered it with a trailer that looked like the back of the Prowler.
Yes.
So when you said that, that's what I envisioned in my head was that little teardrop trailer behind a Tesla or whatever.
But think how brilliant that is. So you don't have to worry or sit in line at some charging station halfway in the middle of nowhere.
Does it have an altar so that you can pray for more voltage?
Probably, you could probably that's an add-on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is
Well,
when
EV
you do
evangelist.
pull up someplace to charge, you charge both of them up together.
Yeah, it's a
You
good
could
idea.
do that,
And
or you could
extend your
actually
range.
make some money. Hey man, need a charge? Quick, right here, $50.
Let me plug you in.
Or you could
$50.
get your Power Stroke diesel and just take that.
Running
So
a generator.
this I thought was an interesting story this week, and you may have heard it in news. Vehicles equipped with lane-changing technology
Vehicles.
crossed lane markers 37% of the time during ideal conditions.
Jeff's
in
got
a-
Tourette's. Crossed 37% of the time.
I'll read it at another time when I can get it in. The story, that is.
So did you hear Mercedes is building a all-electric G-Class? You know, their G-Wagon. All-electric.
Is he talking?
He is talking.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he is.
I just
He's
wanted
trying to do a story.
Well,
he
no,
is?
No, I'm not trying to do a story. Just little facts.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Well, Mercedes-Benz is testing a concept that reads drivers' minds. So if AOC was sitting in the car, it wouldn't move. The car has a device installed on the driver's seat headrest,
Let's go,
which can
Brandon.
supposedly read
Let's go,
brainwaves.
Brandon.
And Mercedes says drivers will be able to change the radio station, set the navigation, and answer the phone just with their mind, like the Spock mind meld.
Oh.
You know, you got to put your hands on their head, and I can see what you're thinking. That's actually a true story. The Ford plant in one of the Ford plants in
Is
Michigan.
this another story now?
Yeah,
Oh.
spilled 1,400 gallons of gasoline into the city sewers, forcing evacuations. You know, remember, what was it, a few years ago in Mexico, they spilled a whole bunch of gasoline into the sewers and blew up like a big 20-block area of the city.
Nice.
So in Flint, Michigan, if you spill gasoline in the sewage, it's going to clean the water system.
I was just going to say. that's
because it's
brilliant.
unleaded gasoline.
Ta-da!
All of our listeners in Flint, you can
Ba-dum,
send.
boom.
Yeah.
Send your comments.
Comments to
Conrad.
info at In Wheel
Info,
Time.
yeah.
Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available from your podcast provider, your favorite one. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break.
We all know about aftermarket and online parts stores, and each one has something to offer, but they don't offer original factory parts. That's where Bayway comes in. For original factory parts, visit the Bayway stores first. Give them a call or stop by. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln carry a complete line of parts for the do-it-yourselfer. Keeping your newer classic original means a lot, and you can count on these fully stocked parts departments to help keep it that way. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln, keeping it original.
You know, Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, and it happens at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants here in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby in Houston, Texas. Tailpipes and Tacos is free. Everyone is invited to attend. Here you'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods, family cars too. There are 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in, show off, and a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in called Tailpipes and Tacos. Inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and here in Katy and the Grand Parkway just south of I-10. In Wheel Time Car Show is here once a month with you as well. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, the third Saturday of every month, weather permitting.
Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The in-wheel time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.
Live from the monthly Tailpipes and Tacos cruise-in at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, it's the In-Wheel Time Car Show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place. Today, we talk to more folks here at the Cruise Inn. You'll want to hear about their cars, and they're here to tell you about them. Later, we'll have the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Beetlejuice Mike out of this world, Mars. King Con, you need to put your shirt
That's me,
back on.
Conrad. That's
You
me.
need to put your shirt back on.
I know,
Well,
Conrad
I don't
can't-
get it because I've never watched the movie. But
You're the
now-
only one that
now
hasn't
I- now
watched
I-
the movie.
now I
in this world.
almost
yes.
get it.
King Conrad DeLong, David Ainsley, and we need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. We've got actually a bunch of other cars have just pulled in, including Stan's Rambler.
And I
We're
think in that was Sheila driving
Speedster,
the
the 356 Speedster.
Is that what she's driving?
Well, I don't know. I saw it.
I don't know. I have not seen her. But is that her standing
Yeah,
there?
she's right there.
In the Beetlejuice counterpart look-alike
Yeah.
contest? Apparently black and white is in today.
Well, and you look at the cars that are here, not only just an original family-owned 55 Chevy, the collection of Camaros, there's looks to be, and I'm not real sure, I can't always tell, but a Porsche 911 GT3. There's a Ford GT here who's
This one's
who's
just
just
come-
actually leaving, and if Jeff had wanted to show it, but that blue on that Ford GT is gorgeous. Almost the Gulf livery colors.
I was
going to
say more along the lines of Richard Petty blue.
Right. And then, there's a yellow Viper here, so real good, diverse collection of cars.
And also, sitting over here on the far side is a 67.
69.
Good, Mars.
What I said, a 69 Corvette.
The white one.
The
Yes.
white one over here.
Yes.
And that belongs to John Rea.
Rhea.
Yes.
Good morning,
Who's
everybody.
joining us right now.
So tell us about the car, John.
It's a 1969 Corvette that I purchased in 2016. It was actually my wife's idea. When your wife tells you to, hey, buy a Corvette, you're not going to argue with
No,
it.
Did
you're
she
right.
actually say that to you?
I built a 65 Impala, and she goes, someday why don't you build a 77 Corvette, because we got married in 77. And I started checking into it. I said, no, I want a 69 instead. And
She
no,
said okay.
Actually, when I got it, and she was I was founded at the Conroe Swap Meet, February of 2016, and I told her I'm going to buy this car, and she was going, and then but when actually it was a big event for me, and I took the whole family, and we went out there and met the guy and bought the car a couple weeks later, and when they saw the car, everything was fine.
Oh, cool.
Let me ask you, has she got a sister?
Well, actually, she does have some sisters.
Don's looking for one.
But they're all married. But yes, they're oh well. Anyhow, it's a lovely car. I love it and I enjoy it and I drive it as often as possible, especially on a day like today.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
It's
day?
just we got to talk to God and say, God, why can't we have this weather all year long? You know, but then the rest of the world would probably move into.
Yeah, we
Houston.
couldn't afford to live here if we did.
So about the car,
Yes.
Is it all original?
No, it's not. Some people have done some things to it before I have it. It's got a different, like the L88 hood, similar to that on there. It's got the clear
glass,
top.
Yeah, the glass top.
Glass top. and it's got a vintage air conditioning in it, and I had 700 R4 put in it.
Okay.
And it's just that putting the overdrive in it was just amazing.
What a difference it makes.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the power? What engine's in
It's
it?
just a little 350 right now. In the long term, I have different ideas of different things I want to do. I really want to go LS because you can get the power and the gas mileage.
And save weight.
Yeah, there's a little difference in there. But you can, instead of having to have 8 miles to the gallon, you would. And actually, my wife and I, Rose, we went from one Buc-ee's to another Buc-ee's right after we got the transmission put in it, and with the air conditioning, what
I measure my drive from Buc-ee's to Buc-ee's.
we did an all highway drive. We were headed to visit some relatives in Austin, and it got 16 miles to the gallon with the air conditioning on, cruising 70, 75.
Well, that's not bad at all.
Not for a 350 Chevy, that's real good.
Yeah.
So, with a carburetor on it, it's got an old, I don't know what the carburetor is. I don't want to touch it because, you got to set that 700 R4 just right.
Oh,
And
yeah, the TV cable is,
I'm
that's
so
a
scared.
nightmare.
I don't want to even touch it because I have to bring it back to the guy. I just, so I don't want to burn up the transmission. But the car's wonderful.
Not yet.
And and I can't, not unless I burn the tires up with
Yeah.
it, right? So that'll come.
Does the wife drive it?
She has, yeah.
Yeah.
She has. She enjoys it too.
It's easy to drive.
Yeah, it's power steering, power brakes, and automatic transmission, and so it's.
So it wasn't originally an air-conditioned car, and you ended up
Yes.
putting
No,
vintage.
it
was originally
yes,
an AC
it's
car.
it's an AC
but you
car.
put the vintage air in it. Just
Somebody put it in there before I got it.
okay.
Wonder
Probably
why
was
they-
probably was cheaper than putting the original compressor and stuff back on
Well, I
it.
would imagine it would probably perform better anyway.
Yeah.
It blows. The vintage air system blows hard like the new cars do. I first came across this, and one of the other guys in our Houston area Chevrolet club had a 64 Chevy pickup, and him and his son put a vintage air system in that pickup. And when I first saw it, you thought you was in a hurricane. I mean,
Throw ice at you.
Oh, and the ice and hurricane. The vintage air system is fantastic.
We met those guys at a car show a year or so ago, and I have to tell you that they've got it together, and they have everything that'll fit the car. No matter what kind of car it is, they make it to make it fit.
Yes.
And if they don't have it, they will make it.
They were at Lone
plus-
Star Throwdown.
Plus, they have the support.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any problems with it, they're right there on the phone with you and walk you through.
They are
it.
good
So-
on the support. I had to have them support me one time on a little problem I had, and they were just wonderful people.
Yeah. We've heard all of that. Well, it's an interesting car. I remember that car very well, sitting in the lot of the Chevrolet dealership not that particular one, but in 1969, they went through a lot of Corvettes at that dealership.
Yeah.
Sold a lot.
Richardson.
Richardson Chevrolet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think at the time they were the #1 Corvette dealer in Houston. And they sold so many of them, they actually had set aside a part of the parking lot
Just for Corvettes?
just for Corvettes that we got to drive on Saturday mornings and pull them from inside the service department where they stored them at night out to the Corvette corral, if you will.
Burning tires the whole
Burning
way.
tires all the way around the back of the building. Oh, yeah.
So which one was the one that was on 45 and Telephone-ish? Was that Robertson or Richardson? Or
45 and telephone, I couldn't tell you.
No, that wouldn't have
would-
been.
where was this one at?
Richardson, the Southwest Freeway, wasn't it?
Southwest Freeway at Hillcroft.
Okay.
Yeah. Back in the day.
A bunch of us Italians, had a lot of Italian relatives that still lived off of like Telephone and 45 and Wayside
Sure.
and out in there, and so
Yep.
we would go back and forth. And I'd see there was that one that was on 45. I can't remember the name, but
It-
wasn't there a
it
Bob
might-
Robertson?
Bob Robertson
Maybe
Chevrolet.
that's what it was.
Yeah. And he could have been there.
Yeah.
It's long gone. But
Yeah.
all of the dealerships now, for some reason or another, have all gathered up around the Beltway. No matter what part of town you're in.
Oh yeah,
they're
all
around
the stores that used to be inside 610 right there have all moved down.
Well, there's still some around 610, but not very many. Yeah. So yes, but that car was very popular, and most of them were 350s.
Oh yeah.
And most of them were automatics, but every once in a while, you'd run across a 454 with a 4-speed.
Yeah.
You see that grin on my face?
Yeah, well, and you knew which one it was, and
Oh,
if they hadn't
absolutely.
sold it, that was the first
Well, if you
one
remember
moved.
correctly, it had 454 right on the hood.
That's true. On the side of the scoop.
There you go.
So at any rate, so plans for the car? Other than the engine,
A lot of guys put a hot motor in their car, then they tear up everything behind it, and I'm planning on starting at the back,
working forward. Yep.
So Van Steel, I think they're out of Florida. I've been keeping up with them, and there was a guy named Danny Polk. Forgive me, Danny, but he was been winning all the little local parking lot car races. He has like a 72, and I was reading about him. Then I found out that he was using their stuff, and I said, "Hey, if this guy's winning and he's using Van Steel suspension and everything, I said, "Okay, that's where I'm going." So when I get around to that, at that point, that's where I'm going to start in the back and work my way forward.
It's a good idea.
I do not want to. The car is special, rare, however you want to say it. It's a 69, and I talked to a guy one time, and he had a 68 or one of the other early C3s. He had a 383 stroker in it, and he said he cracked a windshield. I said, I know what did that, because I used to have a V8 Monza, and I've heard about it twisting the body. And I said, even though it's got a full frame in it, I don't want to twist the car and tear the car up. So I said, I'm not going to ever put slicks on it. So, if something's got to give, I don't want it to be the body. I want it to be the tires take the punishment. So whenever I do get to the point, whatever I'm going to do, I'm not going to put slicks on it.
Well, they make things to fix that twisting body,
You can put a whole nother frame on it,
Well,
too.
you can do that, too.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You can actually use what you got. And they have parts and pieces to stiffen all that stuff up.
Yeah, I think Randy Borcherding, he does, but he puts a Morrison frame assembly on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, but without doing all of that, I mean, to do what you want to do and autocross it in a parking lot.
Well, I just want to do it all around, go down. Oh, so speaking of, I know I'm interrupting you. I apologize.
Not at all.
The sad news is, oh, my God, Baytown's not going to be here anymore. What are we going to do?
That's right.
We're all going to your house.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
I'll get my wife. We'll make some pasta and meatballs. Y'all come over. We'll have a good time. We really need I really wish they would put something out I-10 West.
If we all came over to your house and your wife's Italian, it'd be a whole lot more than pasta and meatballs.
No, we'll have
because
pasta.
generally the Italian meal is like 8 courses.
Every Sunday growing up. Pasta, meatballs, fried chicken, iced tea, Coca-Cola, water, salad.
But yeah, we're bummed out that Baytown's closing up as well. And how long has it been there?
Well, even if they were to open up the old San Antonio dragway right there on I-10 going into San Antonio, I mean, I wouldn't mind driving that far. Of course, there's Ennis. You could always go up there about the same distance.
Because Hennessy bought the Sealy deal, didn't he?
Yeah, he bought that years ago.
I wish somebody would come in just past him or somewhere out that way and put
But that's
win.
growing so much out there that the clock is ticking on that one too. Yeah. So you'd have to go way out.
It's like San Antonio is.
Well, you got to remember when they built Baytown, that was way out. It was way out in the boonies, and now all the community is built around them, and they moved to him and then complain about his noise.
Oh yeah, isn't that the public way?
Yeah, but I think that really. I've always said that Angleton Houston Motorsports Ranch resort, whatever you want to call it this week, there's plenty of property down there to build a drag strip.
Build
and it's
a nice
out there.
quarter mile.
Yeah. And
that's not bad. That'd be good down there.
Yeah. And, there had been rumor years ago that they were going to build a 1.5 mile circle track down there on the south off of 288.
Right.
There's plenty of room out there.
Yeah.
And then they put a Bass Pro Shops in instead.
I think that's a little bit too close in, but I'm thinking
doing.
more along the lines of Angleton, something like that, where there's plenty of property down there. And it would take a while for Houston to grow down there. Certainly not in my lifetime.
I'm surprised at how much Pearland has grown.
Pearland
and continues Pearland, Manville, that whole area down there is blowing up.
The craziest thing that you have ever seen from the air.
Oh, you fly over it all, yeah.
Is this way. It is unbelievable. It's all the way to Brookshire. And once the freeway gets done out there in Brookshire, it's going to continue on. You can see where it's all going to happen because they're making
little
headway out there.
You see little pockets?
Yeah. But matter of fact, Mike Silman, one of the pilots that I work with, he's out there in Brookshire, just this side of Brookshire, and the very end of Katy out that way.
Now, has Mike been to Hemi Hideout if he's out in Brookshire?
I don't think he's been.
he needs to
gotta
go.
take him,
I know that.
It's very cool.
It's a great great location.
Yeah.
We were just there a few weeks ago.
It's the growth out here is tremendous. So building a drag strip out that way is nay.
But if you look, if you go up 99 here, just outside of I-10, just before you get up around 290, there's a lot
Waller?
of property. Yeah.
No.
Well, you can still go farther out.
Magnolia, Waller,
AJ
all
Foyt's got
that.
a lot of land out there. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
talk AJ into building a drag strip.
There you
Not
go.
going to happen.
No, that's it. But Tony Stewart apparently is into
Yes,
NHRA
saw that
next
too.
year.
He
He's-
split up Don
Schumacher.
Racing,
But isn't he dating or fiance of
Leah Pruitt.
Leah Pruitt, yeah.
but he also took Matt Hagan, and you got to remember Antron Brown
Right.
Is
is
gonna-
starting his own team.
Right, right.
But guess who's coming back next year?
Who?
The other Schumacher.
Oh well,
Michael
yeah, I would
Schumacher.
imagine
Tony Schumacher.
I would imagine with Don Schumacher losing two top fuel cars, he's losing three. Who's the third?
Antron.
Yeah, but Leah drives the top fuel. Antron drives the top fuel. Hagan drives the funny car.
So Tony's door greeter job didn't work out?
Pull your mic up there a little bit.
door greeter job.
I think he's got the volume down.
But
His dork reader job.
Door greeter.
Oh, door greeter.
Door greeter.
Thought he said
Greeter.
Can we get a Bloody Mary over here, Steph?
Yes.
oh my gosh.
We need a little alcohol so we can talk straight in the morning. Huh?
no. There's nothing
Well,
straight about any
but that's
of
going
these
to leave
guys here.
room. That's going to leave room for one of the sponsors to take on Tony. It's amazing that, world champion, multi-time world champion, and he didn't
Dude.
have a ride for 3 years. Dude, he didn't need a ride for 3 years, but still.
He's still living in Austin, too.
Yeah.
Is that? Well, thank you so much for stopping
Love
by.
your Corvette.
Guys, thank y'all so very much.
And
Thank you.
you're a member of the
I'm
Houston.
in the Houston Area Chevrolet Club. They've been around since the late 70s, early 80s, and I got in the early 2000s. And it's a wonderful, very wonderful family club. The guys bring their wives, and we've got generations of kids come by every once in a while. Their parents, grandparents have been in it. And we meet every third Tuesday.
Please tell me that you don't read the minutes from the last meeting.
No. I tell stupid jokes, and we have goofy
There
stuff.
Oh, Don would fit right in.
Oh yeah,
Don has
stuff like my neighbor. I got a new neighbor, and he got him a dog. You know what he named his dog 5 miles? So now he can run around and tell everybody, say, "Hey, I walked 5 miles today." That's the kind of stuff we do over there. Just goofy stuff. The wives are there, and we all have a good time.
Fun.
It's a lot of fun, and we, for the longest time when the Autorama had the car auction, we were the club that drove the cars to the auction, and then they stopped the auction. So now we have guys that go over there and do the little car corral. You bring your cars in on Wednesday, and then
Park them outside.
park. No, they're inside.
Yeah.
And they put a sign, your name and your number on it now. That's what it is right now. And so this year we're going to go back to, we're going to do that, but also we're going to have a booth to get more members. We're looking for need to get some new blood in there. And
Yep.
Just
We
wonderful.
all do that.
So
And
how do people find the Houston Area Chevrolet Club?
We're on the internet, and we're also on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Houston Area Chevrolet Club. We meet every third Tuesday of the month at Tia Maria's on 290 in Mangum.
You can't say that.
I can't say that.
No,
Okay,
because
well,
we're at a loopy tortilla.
Let me take it back. Okay, I just took it back.
That's it. Good.
And we're, other than December, because we have a Christmas party then. But otherwise, come on down, ladies and gentlemen. We'd love to have you.
Well, we're going to pop your club up on our Facebook page and maybe get you a little bit of traffic.
Beautiful. We'll be. Oh, and if you're a margarita person, then you'll love going over there.
Everybody's a margarita person.
Yeah. Margaritaville and everything else. Well, guys, it was wonderful.
Well, thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you.
God bless everybody. Thank y'all so much for
Thank you.
coming
We
over and
appreciate
visiting
it.
with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me.
Enjoy your Corvette. Everybody else will. Let's go, Brandon.
Yes.
Brandon.
Thank you.
You bet.
Mr. Mars, would you please make yourself a note while I'm thinking about it to call Dwayne Jenkins?
And Elon Musk.
Call Dwayne Jenkins and tell him to be sure when he brings his truck to display in our booth that it has to have a quarter of a tank of gas or less in it. Because I made the mistake of not paying attention. Imagine that, me. And I had like a half a tank of gas.
Okay.
So I went around the block down there
400 times.
400 times in a Corvair that really kind of sipped gas to try to get it down to a quarter of a tank.
Got 90 miles of the gallon on it.
Yeah, I offered him my pocket knife to cut the gas line, but he didn't really want to do that.
So if you'd be so kind to do
How
that.
do they check
yes,
that?
sir.
They just look at your gauge?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they look at the gauge, and
Gauge
it's
is
the
broken.
fire department that looks at it.
But
So-
see, the wise person would just disconnect the connector, and in an old car, when you disconnect the connector, the gauge goes to E.
Yeah.
In a new car, the gauge goes to full.
full.
Don't know why.
No.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Or you just
Technology.
have a quarter of a tank of gas.
So I'm going to attempt to read this story again.
Go for it.
If somebody can keep their trap shut
What?
long enough for me to get through this.
David
Okay.
just turned them down.
Vehicles equipped with lane-keeping technology crossed lane markers, the little stripes in the road, 37% of the time during ideal conditions in a AAA test. But that rate jumped to 69% once rain was added.
Whoa.
Because the car can't see the stripes. The performance of advanced driver assistance technology used to help vehicles automatically brake and stay in lanes is significantly reduced by moderate and heavy rain. That could lead, clearly, to dangerous situations if drivers rely too heavily on the systems, whose performance is typically evaluated in ideal conditions, according to researchers. So if you're one of those that likes to have the car drive itself, if it's raining, please don't, because I may be next to you.
Yeah. Agreed.
Now you can talk. Now he's not going to talk.
Well, but you
He's
make a
holding his
good
breath.
point. You make a good point. They're supposed to help you. They're not supposed to drive for you.
Right.
Well, you still have to use your brain, and especially when the weather's bad, you need to have both hands on the wheel and
On
pay
a
attention.
clear day, it works 37% of the time. What? It's like, no.
On a day like today.
Well, you know,
That thing drives me insane. This Bronco Sport that I've got.
Does it have it?
Lane keeping assist.
So it will literally bump you back.
Uh-huh. It is the most, for me personally, it's the most annoying thing other than start-stop.
Oh well, you don't. I've never liked start stop, but there's a benefit to it. The lane keep assist. I'm not real sure I'm a fan of it. So this will literally steer you back in lane if you don't use your turn signal.
I actually saw a horrible wreck where they had to extract a man from a truck. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but he was in a large truck where it ran into the back of an 18-wheeler. And it was a large truck that set up off the ground with a cab, and the cab hit the side rear of the 18-wheeler box, and it crushed. There's no protection
cab,
up there. It crushed that entire cab that this man was riding in. The only thing I could think of, whether the 18-wheeler was stalled or going slow or whatever, that he drifted out of his lane and
hit it.
plowed into the back of this thing. Because you know, first of all, there's no bumper rules or regulations for 18-wheelers.
Right.
It's down low,
Right.
and it's mainly to keep the truck
from going
into
underneath
a
you.
car.
Yeah.
Well, here's two trucks. There ain't no rules for either one of
Wow.
them. And unbelievable. And it was underneath an over. It was just bad. Yeah. And they had to extract him. They had 4 jaws of life laid out there trying to get this piece of metal off of him to get him out of there.
Wow.
It was quite.
Well, you've seen some bad things over your time.
Yes, I have. I've seen some terrible things.
So
The show kind of was headed in that direction.
So did you see the post the Woodlands Fire Department posted? They went to an accident scene, and it was like the new station of the Woodlands Fire Department. They went to an accident scene, and it was a Lamborghini Aventador performance model. and it's like a $400,000 car. Plus, it had the twin turbo setup on it, and this guy totally wrecked the car. It was, and that was the picture they used for our first call out of our fire department was to go to this wreck. Poor guy. Everybody in the Lamborghini community knows whose car it was.
They should have at least brought pieces, a fender, a seat, or something back for the house.
There wasn't much
Souvenir.
less.
Yeah.
Wasn't much left of the car.
Well, I told you that at one time, years ago, I got a chance to drive a Lamborghini. Leggera, Super Leggera, L4, I don't know, whatever name it was.
Yeah, that's the Super Leggera. That's just the lightweight version of whatever car it was.
All I can tell you is that to get in it, of course, there's this huge door sill that you've got to kind of crawl over, but then you lay down. You basically lay down in the car.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you're laid down. It's kind of like one of those lounge things that you have for the bed that you sit up in bed and watch TV with. It's kind of like that.
Which David's familiar with, laying down on the.
So getting in is like falling into a lounge chair.
But I had the opportunity to blip the throttle. Pretty scary. There's so much power back there. It is, of course, it wasn't my car. The guy said, get on it. It's got traction control. Yeah, but you can't fix stupid. And here I am driving this car, and I'm telling you, that car could have easily on a dry pavement, easily. So I can only imagine with a twin turbo model.
Oh, gosh. So the other question is, so you got into it. How'd you get out of
Crawled out of it. I had to actually put my hand on the ground to brace
roll.
myself to get out of
That'd
there.
be me. You'd have
Tuck
to
and roll.
roll me out like a donut.
They'd still be trying to get you in it.
One more story before we finish out this hour. General Motors said it reached an agreement with partner LG Electronics to recover from the Korean company $1.9 billion of the $2 billion in costs for a recall of batteries in the Chevrolet Bolt electric vehicle. GM had to recall all 143,000 Bolts and Bolt EUVs because of a manufacturing defect involving the battery that led to a thermal event.
I'm amazed that they sold 143,000 of them.
You're
Hey,
shocked.
Buzz, all that work you've been doing is paid off.
Pay it off for you, buddy. Does he get a cut of each one?
I don't know. Hey, quick break now. We're right back here on the In Wheel Time Car Show. Stay with us.
Houstonian-owned Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the most sought-after models in the Houston area today. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is easy to get to on Highway 225 near the Beltway in Pasadena. Whether it's online or in person, you'll be welcomed like one of the family. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com. Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.
Hey, I want to remind everybody that Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, and it happens at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants here in Katy and the other one inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. You know, Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone is invited to not only participate, but come take a look. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. You know, cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. and Inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer car enthusiast, Loopy founder, and soon guest, Stan Holt, brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos, Inside the Loop, Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and here in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10. In real-time car shows involved. We want you to stop by and see us when we're here. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, third Saturday of every month, weather permitting. Live from the monthly Tailpipes and Tacos cruise-in at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. This is the award-winning car talk show In Wheel Time. Coming up, we talk to more of today's cruisers. We got a special one coming up here in just a sec.
Oh, yeah.
We'll review our featured vehicle of the week, the all-new 2021 Ford Expedition. We've got your weekly cruise-in calendar. Conrad has This Week in Auto History, and we'll have a few of the stories making news this week. Just ahead here on the In Wheel Time Car Show. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World, Beetlejuice Mars, King Conrad DeLong, David Ainsley, and we need more Jeff Zekin.
We do.
I'm Don Armstrong. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stanton. Happy birthday to you. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of the Cruise Inn and Loopy Tortillas, Mr. Stanton Holt.
Yay.
I wish you could have come to the birthday party, Don. It was fabulous.
You know, I think I might have been there, but I don't remember.
You don't remember. Yeah. Can I say Craig Bierman's name on the radio?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Remember I went there, and a month later I told you about, I got to tell you about this weird dream I had.
And you were there.
We'd been in this guy's house, and Don's listening ever so intently like he is now. And I said, guy had an elephant in his living room, and he had all these exotic 1930s games, and Don just started laughing. He said, that wasn't a dream, Stan. That's Craig Bierman's
You were there.
I thought it seemed awfully real.
There wasn't any alcohol involved, was there?
No.
Never is.
Not that I remember.
Exactly.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
Happy
thank
birthday.
you. That was my wife. Still milking it.
I would.
My wife put on quite a party.
She did.
I've never.
She did. I haven't had a chance to talk to either one of you since then.
Wow.
But thank you for inviting me.
That's
It was
because you haven't sobered up.
That's pretty much. It was so much fun. And, you know, it's funny because through you, I lived the moment. I mean, to see him walk in the door and basically boo-hooing as he comes in once he recognizes that all of the faces are there for him. It was such a
Actually, Don, she handed me the bill just as we got out of the car.
Touche.
Yeah.
yeah, there was that.
No, I was completely surprised, just shocked.
I mean, he had family in from California,
Wow.
friends from really all over, and it was truly one of the most meaningful birthday parties I've ever been to. It was really nice, and thanks for inviting me, by the way. Yeah, we're gonna do it again. Gotcha. Yeah, everybody will be
When I
invited
walked in, I
next
went,
year.
how did she get all of my creditors together? in one night? Amazing.
Yeah, it was kind of like a flashback to 15 years ago or something, wasn't it?
No, Don and flashbacks. Let's be careful
Yeah,
here.
I don't know.
Careful there.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
2006, 7, somewhere in there. Yeah.
I don't
For
remember.
me, yeah, I know you don't.
No.
I'm trying to forget, but it was good. Hey, I want to talk to you about this new purchase that you've got over
you
here.
got
Well,
there.
I hope I'm going to see if you guys can cue this up because it's really worth hearing.
You have to hold it up to your microphone.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, just hold it up to your
It'll
microphone.
just take a second here.
No, that's okay, because I don't want to.
I'm quite a.
Real close to your microphone.
Shouldn't take but a second.
Mars, get the camera out there. Show us his toy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got.
He's going to get it shut down.
To my surprise, a little Nash Rambler was following me about 1/3 my size. The guy must have wanted to pass me up as he kept on tooting his horn. I'll show him that a cow like Henry's
Remember that song?
I do remember
Beep, beep.
that song.
It's actually got the horn.
Does it really?
So tell everybody what it is.
It's a 1960 National American. And I've been getting software on this car. I like this scale. Sailor Moon in the States. Yeah, as I hold down, the FBI was
Not this car.
No, not this car, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. And so when I saw
Why couldn't you get it out of your mind? Because it's one of those cars that nobody liked.
Nobody liked, and I don't read the gas right.
Yes.
So I've just been wildly searching for it. Anyway, so I saw it on the Barrett Jackson list. So I went there for that car.
When the Barry Jackson was here.
Yes, just now. And I decided what I'm going to pay, where I'm going to go. I decided $40,000 on a day. The wine might have kicked in at 42. At any rate, I'm sitting there, and I don't ever bid until he reaches for the gavel. I'm not going to help him get it up there. Right? And so he gets to 18.5 and just dies. And so I bid 19. Now he's reached for the gavel, and they pushed it off the stand. Then they talk it up a little more. And I went 19. No, yeah, 19. 19.5. Something 19.5, 19.5, 19.5.
And you're looking around going, who said that?
Yeah. It was her.
It quit at 19.
Oh,
Quit again.
Good for you.
Yeah, so, I mean, with the fee of 10%, you can see where I am in the car. So I have enough money left over to build the gasser out of it.
Yeah.
But, I tried to stay real cool and I just bought another car. But inside I was jumping up and down and twirling around like a little girl. And so that's, you got to take a look at it. The engine work. I estimated, just having built cars before, that the guy spent between $70,000 and $80,000 on that car.
To get it in this shape you have it.
Yeah, the paint is flawless. Underneath the car.
The body looks
it's
outstanding.
Is it a six-cylinder?
Six-cylinder, yeah,
inline?
with a Weber carburetor.
Yeah, you see right there on your screen.
Yeah. Oh, it's just amazing that I got that car.
So is it? It's clearly not all stock.
It seems like the engine has a cam in it, maybe, but it's a six-cylinder engine,
right,
with a Weber carburetor. I drove it up here today. It's pretty fast,
But I mean, the suspension has been jacked with.
Oh yeah, completely. We're really getting ready to be jacked with because I'm put a straight axle.
You put a straight axle on it?
Yeah.
Now, is there a class for the car to run in?
I don't know.
As a gasser, but you're gonna have a gasser for the
probably
street.
be a class all by itself.
Yeah, I'll do a street gasser. I've got enough racing going on. So.
Well, the popularity of gassers these days, you would think that if NHRA didn't have a class for it to race in, they would start one because of the popularity of them.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to start one.
So I love the shifter in it.
Did you see the three? Yeah, it's like an old Linko. You pull 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I don't think so. The guys I know that are getting into it, guys your age, John, that are
the youngster that I am.
Yeah, are getting into it. And
the guys Don age, the reason they're getting into it because the car's high enough off the ground, they don't have to fall into it.
Yeah, you can work on the bottom side so easy. Yeah. Anyway, they said it's so much fun, and the sanctioning body is so glad that you're there, and everybody has a lot of fun. It's an 8th mile. You burn out for an 8th mile and just cross the finish line. So, anyway.
Out of Houston Motorsports Park?
It's all over the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
8th mile.
8th mile.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, what's the meaning of the paint on the glove box? The Sheila Mac. Is it Sheila Mac?
Sheila May.
Sheila May.
That's my wife's name.
Duh.
Didn't register. It didn't register.
It didn't register.
And is there a purpose behind the license plate?
It looked like Shirley Mack. The way I could see
Actually, that's the plate that it was on
That
at
it came with
at
it?
Barrett Jackson. Yeah, the real license plate's under the floor mat. She's going to see her name on the dashboard. She doesn't know.
Oh, she doesn't know?
No.
See?
Was it supposed
You
to
did a
be a
good thing,
surprise?
Jeff.
Hey, look what I did.
Yeah, I can't think of a better way to introduce it. You know.
Look what I did. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay, well.
And you thought I was the idiot. All right, come on.
So you're going to leave the I'm assuming those are American racing
Yeah,
wheels
American
on it?
racing wheels. I'm going to put the 12-spoke front wheels that go on the gasser.
Because a very, very gasser-like set of the
Yeah.
rears on it.
It really is. Yeah, the whole thing is going to be very gasser-like when it gets finished.
How cool.
Really
So
fun.
are we going to work on that this winter?
We are.
So we'll be ready for the spring?
Some spring.
Some spring.
Yeah.
But because I would imagine that since the resurgence, the popularity of the thing, that there would be parts available to make a gasser pretty easy.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
It's all available. I just don't know about the engine, whether I have to have another 6-cylinder we drop in there to race it.
Yeah.
But
Is that in the original engine?
I think so, yeah.
Well, what would be really cool is to bump that up, super duper that engine.
I think it's already there.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I don't think.
Will it pull the front wheels off the ground?
I don't know yet.
You haven't
We'll
gone
see
that far.
We'll see when we leave.
Yeah.
Put the 9010s on the front and get a little bite on the back. Maybe it'd get them up.
Katy Fire Department, there's a car over in the Guarantee Bank and Trust that just got out of control.
Parked
out of
in the
Loopy
lobby.
Yeah, parked in the lobby. Went out of control over here at the Loopy.
Well, the car has a gasser look the way it sits.
Yeah, it does.
But, boy, once you throw a straight axle underneath it and it all
it's just
jacks
gonna-
up in the air, it's going to look gorgeous.
So let me ask you something. I mean, I had a 1954 Chevrolet truck that had a straight axle on it. And I don't understand, other than the weight transfer, was there another reason that they put a straight axle under the front of those cars back in I guess it was the 60s, really?
Yeah, late 50s and 60s. That's the only reason. They thought that's how they get them to get all that power to the ground by having the car.
Have it up in the air in the
up
front
air.
already to
Yeah.
begin with.
Aerodynamics were not an issue.
No. Well, I don't think they are on yours either.
Something I find fascinating about that car is that every car in the 60s had fins.
Except that one.
Yeah, they're still wondering why it didn't sell, the finless car.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just think I like really interesting, unique stuff, and that falls in that category.
You will definitely not cross another one going down the highway.
That's right.
By the way, I
it's a lot of fun.
thought of you. Do you still have the white, whatever, 60-some-odd Cadillac with the green interior?
I do.
You still have that?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw one. A friend of mine has one that is a hand-me-down. It's a family hand-me-down heirloom. And it's a two-door. And I said, oh, it's a Coupe de Ville. Oh, no. It's a Calais.
Oh, Calais. Yeah.
I didn't even – Calais is one step below the Coupe de Ville.
Yeah, that was right out of a Buick into a Cadillac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because it had the same interior that yours does, except this one was blue.
Did I ever tell you the story when I was selling cars that Saturday morning? I can clean it up for the radio.
Please do.
It's a true story.
You don't have to clean it up.
Yes, I do. Young car salesman. I was at the time. And the dealership would get slow. He would flood the floor with salesmen. And so you'd have 25 salesmen. And we worked in a turn system. We call it an up system. Who's
Yeah.
up?
Waiting on the up bus.
They
Waiting
still
on the
do,
up.
yeah.
They still do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, they have a sales meeting every Saturday morning. I'm first up. I thought it's going to be 4 o'clock before I get another up. I walk out the door, and in the used car lot, nice looking black gentleman. And he's probably late 70s. He's got on the undershirt, starched khakis, and white socks and house shoes. Is that the picture?
Yes.
And he's looking at this. It's chartreuse green Cadillac, white half vinyl top with black and green brocade interior.
Sweet.
And I thought, oh Lord, I'm not selling a car today. I'm gonna blow this guy out and go shoot pool or something. So I walked outside and I said, "Good morning, sir. How are you?" He said, "I'm fine, son." fine. If you thinking about buying a Cadillac? No, son, I'm thinking about women. I'm going to buy this Cadillac. Woman was the word I substitute for what he said. You can figure it out.
Yeah.
Love
But
that.
that's a true story.
Parking lot.
Yep.
So what dealership was that?
Bryant Pontiac, Covina, California.
Okay.
He bought the Cadillac, by the way.
Did he really?
Good. Retired postal worker.
I was worried.
No, he bought it. He left with a smile on his face. So.
And women.
And women.
Big
Yeah,
plans.
women.
Had big plans.
That is too funny.
It's a true story.
So, how many cars do you have in the Stan Holt collection these days?
Yeah, about the other thing.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she perked up. She's listening.
No, I think.
Are you able to get
think-
any other cars in the hangar
As a-
other than those two that are here?
No.
Okay.
That'd be a firm no. Including the race cars, there's 71 cars.
71.
71.
Because the last time I asked, it was 65.
Yeah.
Well, Barrett
we
Jackson did come to
We
town.
skipped a month.
That's it.
Oh boy.
Well, I have to tell you that we haven't I haven't talked to you in a long time.
I didn't get to talk to you at the party.
No, I know, but that's okay. We don't need to because we know.
Yeah.
But you know, there had been talk that you had said, well, you know, I'm going to change it to the cruise in into a judged car show, and I'm thinking, judged car show changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
Because now you got a judged car show. By the way, speaking of that, one of the judged car shows that you should have gone to, and you must go next year, you must write it down in your calendar, Woody's Waterfront Car Show.
Oh, yeah.
Way down there. He was there. And it was in, where was that?
San Leon.
San Leon.
Leon.
Way,
San
way
Leon.
out.
Yeah.
You go east on I-45 till you hit the bay.
Yeah. And
And then you keep going.
But
so far out.
what a collection of cars that were there.
Really?
Yeah. And it was all over the board, kind of like here.
Yeah.
But it was really wonderful. As a matter of fact, we're going to have one of the cars that we all kind of glommed onto there at the show. It was originally a 1990 Chevrolet pickup truck, but this thing is now full custom. I think you saw it. It was up there kind of close to us. Full custom. It is gorgeous. And so it's going to be in the in-wheel time booth at Autorama this year. So if you come, you're going to get to see it.
Yeah.
And if unique is what you like, this truck has a Cadillac front end on it, and they stuck a North Star engine in it.
Oh, wow.
So you talk about unique. This has got to be
Very
a one
cool.
of one to put a North Star in anything.
Not nice not to have another LS.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when you see it, you're going, what kind of motor is that? Because it looks like a Hemi,
Yeah,
but
they
it's not
did
a
these
Hemi.
custom valve covers on it. Looks real cool. Looks real cool.
And the North Star was rear-wheel drive, right?
Well, no, North Stars were typically front-wheel drive
what I
because that
thought.
was in that whole generation of front-drive Cadillacs.
But he's
There
got
were
it- he's
some,
got it converted.
yeah, there were some rear-drive ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I, didn't
mean,
know.
he's-
I thought they were all front-wheel drive.
It look you would think, wait a minute, did Cadillac make a pickup truck?
Yeah.
Because
It was-
it's
yeah.
so
Ver-
well done, you
very
can't
well
really
done.
tell. You're going,
Wasn't it kind of like an Avalanche?
no,
No?
I know what you're talking about, but no, it's not that.
Huh.
This is a custom all the way, and what maybe that far off the ground at
Isn't
that
it- isn't it an
tubbed
S10
and
frame?
everything. It's beautiful.
No. It's a 400
size.
series truck.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
It's
not
very,
really
very
amazing.
well
Not
done.
for me.
It's
not
going to
not
fit.
a truck guy, so I'm not real.
I know,
Familiar with
but it is something to see. And so after that show, I said we need to get that truck as a display vehicle for the in-wheel time display there at Autorama. And the guy
I'd like to
said,
see it.
sure. Yeah. So if you come this year, which I know you will.
Yeah, we will. I'm sure we'll come.
Yeah, because I mean it really is cool.
I had a car in that show one time that just wore me out.
It's a lot of
It's
work.
a lot of work.
It really
Yes,
is.
It really is. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to meet today after the show and kind of talk about the future of this cruise in. There's so many.
Yes, there are.
There's two more going on as we speak
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
And let's talk about there's a great demand for it. I mean, people, I run into them in the restaurants and we're having the show this month. And so we're just going to talk about what we can do to not maybe have it the same time as those shows.
Sure.
I think, COVID was an outdoor event, so I think it really got legs during that time. You could be outside and feel semi-normal.
Yep.
So one thing while I've got the microphone, we just came off a long racing trip. We're done for the year.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, we were gone for 5 weeks.
Wow.
And truly trailer trash by the time we got done.
I can only imagine.
And,
somebody plowed into the rig.
Oh yeah.
Oh
well,
no.
we went to Topeka, Kansas, came home, and decided, okay, we're going to go back for the Topeka National. That was a points race. From there to Brainerd to Bowling Green to Indy, and Indy home, and then Dallas. But we were had left Topeka, and we were switching freeways, and traffic was stacked up. I usually keep a nice distance between me and a car, and Jared was following me, and this young woman just cut. You know how they get frustrated with big trucks and tractors, and just whipped right around me, and there was no place to go when she was there, and I had to jam on the brakes. So Jared drove his Freightliner right through the middle of my trailer. There's a couple of coolers back there, and then Sheila's car, and it actually broke the straps on Sheila's car. So it was quite a deal. But we were
Hit it pretty hard. Yeah.
very hard. The door was destroyed, just hanging on by the cable, swinging over to the other lane of traffic, but thanks to Jared, we were able to get it on the ground, get it cut loose. And fortunately, he didn't hit the pillars left and right, or we would have just come home. So racers rescued us, and we found a shop. We spent the night in his parking lot, got up the next morning, and 12 hours built a brand new door.
It's amazing
By hand.
how cool it is that other racers are always willing to lend a hand.
And even the shop, the guy that owned the shop was a racer, but the guy working there used to have a trailer company and built small trailers and knew where to get everything we needed. And they worked just diligently. And of course, Jared, assembling this thing, building the door out of tubing and so forth. But they just didn't. In fact, the guy didn't just charge us for the parts.
Oh wow!
And the owner of the guy that managed the shop, he said, "Look, I've got to charge you something, for the shop." I said, "No, it's fine, whatever. We don't really care."
Yeah.
I think I got
You got to make a living.
I got a bill for like $1,000.
That's all.
That's all. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
You want to give him a shout out?
Oh man, I hope the insurance company's not listening to this. So anyway, it was just it really was. We got out there somehow, and the guy the racer actually showed up. He said, "By the way, I have a '66 Chevy 2 bumper in my garage. I'll bring that too." I mean, it was just the perfect situation.
So we got the bumper replaced on Sheila's car.
Got the well, actually, Jared was able to put the trailer jack down on it with a piece of wood and straighten it out enough to get to the race. It broke the on-off switch and get us through all of that. So it was quite a race. We went a few rounds. Then we made. Yeah, yes, you did. She said. Yeah, I seem to be the fourth round king here lately. So. I had we went to Indy. Had the class race where you race your own kind. Well, there wasn't another stick car, so they put you in what's called a stick combo. And there was 3 other cars and me to get the class trophy. And I didn't get. It wasn't a mullet in the package. It was just I had to race 4 rounds to get that trophy.
But you did.
I did get it.
Yeah, there you go.
So
that's how you qualified 6th at Dallas.
6th at Dallas, was it? Yeah.
And then 9/10 under.
Interesting, it can qualify 1st at Dallas if it wants to, but we're holding it back, trying to keep from getting hit on the horsepower. So, in fact, in Indy, I made 4 or 5 passes at 9.5 under, so they tore us down. That put us in the barn on our day off. Stephen Bellinger built the engine. They tore down 3 of his engines that race, and they all 3 passed. So, anyway,
what a good engine builder.
Good engine builder. It's fast.
Keep
really
you
fast.
legal and make you fast.
It's fast. The car has a 1095 index, so we try to run it 10 O's, but it'll run 960 if it needs to. So.
Oh my God,
that's
major.
That is major.
And you were worried about the insurance company. You need to worry about NHRA listening.
Well, yeah, they know. But I wanted to slow down, so I put a 283 in my car, and I like that, and got a bad 283. And Stephen Bellinger said, "Let me build you a 305 because that allows me to add a 5th gear because the transmission follows the engine, not the bottom." And so We did. I liked it a lot, so we built 2 of them. But I wanted to slow down a little bit. I was running middle, low 9s. You know, if you're racing, you can hardly wait to push the clutch in. That's not a way to race. You know.
Yeah,
So,
turned into too much work.
yeah, it seems faster in those old cars than like a Cobalt or a modern Camaro, so forth. So anyway,
Did you ever race Dale Hallquist in any of those?
I'm sure I have. My gosh, Dale and I have been friends for
Well, no,
30 years. I'm sure.
Well,
we
you're-
raced.
you're
Oh no, he
doing
runs
the
the same
tour.
engine combination.
Right.
Yeah, he runs a
Yeah.
305.
Yeah, he and Stephen Bellinger built it. So yeah, no, I haven't ever had Dale. I think we don't run the same class, so and he doesn't run a stick, so I would be unlikely to, to get
What,
it.
is it the boys down at the used car lot that you run?
Yes,
they're in your.
I have run them. Yeah. In fact, interesting. Hi, boys. Speedy Emmons and I had a race, and it wasn't a heads-up race. It was, a shoe polish race, and I had a 40 light, and he was 12, I think.
Oop.
No, I had a worse light than he did. So he caught me, and he was going to kind of wheel race me, and I hit 5th gear and pulled out. He was like, what the hell? And so I pulled out like I had a nitrous bottle or something, and he said, I just about gave it back. So he caught me again, but the margin was 1,000th of a second.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. He said, what was that? I said, it's called 5th gear, Speedy.
And they're now looking for a 305 combination.
Jerry and I, well, they're not going to race a stick, but Jerry and I had to race a similar situation. He said, I just had no idea when I caught this. Where's he going? Yeah, those guys aren't going to drive sticks. We're still in the minority in stick shift cars. You're seeing a few more, but we have most of them in our pit at the races. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, are you gonna stay for the bottom of the hour, or you need
I'm
to
going to
go?
stay for the bottom of the hour. I want to visit with you all when we get finished.
Yeah.
And going to a wedding, interesting wedding this weekend.
Yeah.
Going to Tony Schumacher's wedding on Sunday.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and my son Judd, one of his restaurants is catering the event.
Here in Houston?
No, in Austin.
No, Austin.
So I'll be at his wedding with a Loopy's restaurant, and I have no control or say so.
Is that
That can be good
is
or
that
bad.
good?
No, it's bad. Judd said, Dad, we're all over it, and I promise you they're going to do a spectacular job. I said, do not embarrass me in front of my dad with this thing. So we may leave quietly. I don't know.
Well,
hopefully it'll go really. We're looking forward to it.
And
we become friends, and so
we read that Tony's getting back behind the wheel.
full time. Yeah.
Congratulations to him. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy and does a good job. That's something though to me that's kind of hard to hear, but to think that 7-time world champion is struggling getting sponsorship is amazing to me. But he did it. He's going to be back there. I think he's got a guaranteed 20 races. So I don't know if that takes out the Northeast and the Northwest, what that means, but if he does well, I'm sure they'll be in for the rest of them.
Yeah, come up for the rest
Yeah.
of
We need to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the last segment of the show.
All right.
Right
Thank you.
Right after. No, thank you.
Whether you own a newer car or want to keep your older one humming along for a while longer, think of Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln to keep things in tip-top shape. From oil changes to major repairs, you can depend on the highly skilled service pros at Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevrolet, and Bayway Lincoln to perform fast, efficient service to keep your investment running strong. For all your service needs, remember Bayway. Schedule your next appointment online anytime. Bayway, keeping it original.
You know, Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, and it happens at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone's invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. You know, cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off at a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 where we are today here in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt, who you just heard, brings you Houston's hottest cruise in. Tailpipes and Tacos. Inside The Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10. And, you know, the In Wheel Time Car Show is involved too. And when you stop by, be sure and stop by here and say hello to us. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise in, third Saturday of every month, weather permitting.
Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In-Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, this is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place. Live at the monthly Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. Coming up, talk to more with Stan, I think. And we'll also have This Week in Auto History. Got a review of the Ford Expedition. We'll have the Cruise In calendar and more. So stay with us. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong, David Ainsley. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. As a matter of fact, while we wait for Stan to come back, why don't I go ahead and kind of squeeze in this Ford Expedition?
Yeah, it'd be a good idea.
Is that, yeah, okay.
Trying to talk somebody else into joining us.
Okay, good. Well, time now for this hour's car review, the 2021 Ford Expedition. Thank you, Ford, for letting me drive this thing. Available trim levels are the XL, the XLT, the Limited, the King Ranch, and the Platinum. I had the Limited 4x4, and I don't know how much more luxurious you can get, but apparently there are two more bump ups from what I had.
And it was gorgeous.
It was very nice. Reviewed trim level is the Limited 4x4. This is a standard SUV, in other words, body on frame, seats up to 8 passengers. Exterior changes from the last model year. Well, this vehicle was an all-new vehicle in 2018. Exterior features, the biggest passenger vehicle in Ford's lineup, period. Wow. Classic bodywork, large greenhouse, straight lines, attractive new grille, and conservative rear tailgate. What I liked, the automatic folding running boards. Now, that may sound stupid to you, but I'm telling you, in a vehicle that's this high up off the ground, you really need something. And so the running boards, if you will, which goes from the front door to the back door, through the back door, actually fold down when you open the door.
Right.
And then they fold back up when you close the door. What could use improvement? Nothing. Interior highlights? The dash is similar to the F-150 in many, many ways. Has dual glove boxes, has rugged, attractive surfaces with a big center console and lots of storage in there. There's a dial on the console for the transmission, the transmission selector. You know, somebody says to me the other day, oh, man, I like to have the stick up on the column to change the shit. Why?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know why. Because it's really not connected anymore. That's the only reason that
it's
it was
all
up
electronic.
there. Yeah, it's all electronic. So why not have it a dial? Works great, and I like it. It does have the Sync 4 infotainment system, easy to use. It's
super
good.
easy to use.
Yeah, it's really a nice one. Cargo and trunk room, well, how much do you need? Fold the seats down, and it's like a house in there. What I liked, the upper trims are the cat's meow.
Ooh,
I wrote that here.
I like that.
The cat's meow.
The cat's meow.
You should
it's
trademark
everything that
that
you could ever want and more. I like
Trademark
it.
that.
What could use improvement? How about a coach leather option? I mean, they've got the Platinum, which has got the fancy leather in it, and they got the King Ranch version. That's pretty fancy
So let's
as well.
charge another $7,000 for coach leather.
Hell yeah. This has a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, up to 400 horsepower. And I say up to 400. It's the same engine, but it's something that has to do with the Platinum level. They bump it up to 400. with premium gasoline and some other thing that they do to it to make it 400 as opposed to 375 or something.
But isn't that the 3.5 is the only available
Correct.
engine as well?
That's correct. Weighs 5,623 pounds. I'm telling you.
2.5 tons.
It's a school bus. Torque up to 480 pound-feet. 10-speed automatic transmission. It'll tow up to 9,300 pounds. 17 miles per gallon city, 22 highway, and for a combined of 19. That's what it's rated.
And
I
you
got 18.6 over
That's pretty good.
855 miles.
That's 855 miles. That's a lot of miles for you.
I know, because I went to Plano to go see Leonid and Friends with my daughter.
Oh, that's right.
And, wow, is this thing sweet on the highway. Oh, my gosh. It rides, pardon the pun, but it rides like a Cadillac.
Yes, I knew you'd say that.
Riding and handling smooth, even with the four-wheel drive on this one, which mine had. Which could use improvement? Big question mark there. I don't know. Base trim price is $64,625. Prices tested $71,515. The base model price to get into this $49,625. But I'm telling you, it's taken the house on the road, is what it is. Okay, competitors. Chevy Suburban starts at $50,700. Nissan Armada, $48,900, and the Toyota Sequoia doesn't have near the room, nor does it have the gas mileage at 13 to 17 miles per gallon. It costs starting at $50,400.
So base price, they're all
about
in the same
50,
ballpark.
yeah, right about 50 grand. So there you have it. That's the review of the 2021 Ford Expedition.
I have a question on the base price when you say a base trim, because we talk about this.
That's the stripper model.
Right. With this vehicle, you still have luxury amenities in that, even though it's a stripper model.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, it really is a luxury even with the stripper model.
You don't have to go up to the 71 to enjoy a package at the
because
base price.
the XL, which is the base trim level, it has lots of amenities on it that it comes with. So,
But you're not going to find many of those on the dealer's lots, even in good times of availability.
chances are you would have to order it.
Most all the dealers are going to order a pretty high-contented vehicle.
Yep.
So Stanton Holt, the proprietor here at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, and fellow drag racer and one of my closest friends, is back with us. But he's brought his own special guest.
His own special friend?
Oh, that too. Yeah. Who, it's funny because I met Stan originally at the Las Vegas race in 2006.
Aren't you supposed to keep things in Vegas?
Yeah. And I'll never forget, we were walking to the parking lot. He says, "Hey, Don, come work for me." I said, "Stan, what am I going to do?" He says, I need somebody to handle catering. I said, "I've never done catering in my life." "You don't have to know anything. I'll teach you everything you need to know." So that stuck with me, okay? And so I got all ticked off at the man that I was working for on the drag racing tour. Called Stan. I said, "I'm ready to take you up on your job offer." "Great, let's go. Get going." At about that same time, I got into the Fox 26 helicopter at that time. And the rest is history for 2 years. But right at that period of time, when he says, "Come on," he says, "I want you to meet a friend of mine." Okay. Sheila May, which she ultimately became his wife. And so,
my current wife.
And made you jealous because you wanted to be his wife.
His wife. No, I was his wife.
Yeah, in fact, it reminded me, we were talking about the stripper model. It reminded me of you.
You did. That's right, because here she is, right
so
here.
He, is, yeah.
He became Mr. May.
Now, actually, I became Ray Ray. It was about that same time that Ray Ray is
alter
here.
ego Ray Ray.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I've told that story, how that all came about. But enough of me.
I think the stripper model should sell for more.
I agree.
Maybe I have a different picture.
Or
in my mind.
either that, or at least should have some slots down on the lower fender panel or something. You can put those dollar bills in.
Dollar bills in the glove box.
The glove box.
And a cattle pusher that looks like a brass pole.
Because you said it had 2 glove boxes.
Yeah. There you go. Do we need to continue this conversation?
No, probably not. It won't go anywhere well.
Probably be better. I'd like to introduce Sheila May. She's sitting right here to my right.
Yes.
Looking lovely as always. She's
Tacos and tequila. I love the shirt.
Also on our drag race team, and takes care of fuel and air and
Yes.
races a stick shift herself. In fact, known as Chick with a Stick.
That's it.
In the racing world.
It's on her car, as that matter of fact.
And I had to force her to be here.
Today?
No, to sit next to me and be on the microphone.
Oh, I see. Why?
Yeah. She's kind of microphone shy.
Oh, she is not.
You don't think so?
No.
Wait, are you microphone shy?
No. No.
Sometimes.
Because you've been on the show before.
I know.
And we've interviewed you before. So what are we going to interview you about today?
I don't know.
How was the drag racing season for you? Because you all race together, you go together to these races. I mean, because
well, it's
y'all never.
I think it's good.
Y'all never race each other.
No,
because you're in different classes.
I'm in stock and he's in super stock.
Yeah.
But I just looked up the standings just a moment ago before we went on, and I thinking back on the season, I was like, well, I did okay, but I guess I did really good because I'm 8th in our division out of 109. So hey, not bad, huh?
Very nice.
Woohoo!
I mean,
where are you in the world?
We're not talking about that.
We're not?
No.
She's out of this world.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
So, well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the best you've ever done, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah. If I can stay in the top 10,
you
and
get
finish,
your own number.
Yeah. But I probably won't change my number, but just knowing that's pretty cool.
How far she's come is what's amazing. Because I remember teaching her how to do a burnout in front of the hangar.
Did you do it in front of the hangar?
In front of the hangar, facing the hangar across the taxiway. And she said, babe, why don't we turn and go the lengthwise? I said, well, you're at the racetrack. You don't have all you want. You've got to do a burnout and stop before the Christmas tree. So we did a burnout. Fast forward to the first race. And she is scared to death, nervous wreck. Not of the speed, just the whole
experience.
Whole world,
tension
and
of
the whole
being,
world's watching, you know.
Right.
Because here she is, the chick with a stick. Not at that time she wasn't named Chick with a Stick. But I mean, she was so nervous, and she said, I don't think I could do this. And just be on the stage like that, I just don't think I could do this. I said, you make one pass. Don't worry about catching a good light. Just drive down there what you feel like is 100 miles an hour and make the first turn off. If you don't like it, we'll load it up and we'll never talk about it again. So she made her pass, and I almost caught her with the golf cart, you know, getting down there to make sure she was okay. And she got out of the car. I'll be right back. She said, where are you going? I got to get a crowbar. Crowbar for what? To get that smile off your face.
Yeah.
She was hooked.
Yeah.
She was hooked. And so she did a giant wheel stand in Dallas. In fact, the air on Friday or Thursday was like we had yesterday, and then we woke up to this. Hey, we fixed the carburetor and jetted and did all that, but in Jared's haste, he didn't tighten her shocks down. And so when she dropped the clutch, it literally dragged the bumper.
Which I love. Like, I
She
love popping wheelies. He does not like that so much, but I love it. I'm like, J-Rod, don't tighten them down so much.
Well, it was a class race, too, against her arch rival. And so she had asked me, you know, when you do a wheel stand, let's just keep shifting. Do not lift because you're going to tear something up and hit the wall, all kinds of things. So she's car standing straight up, and I see the shift light come on and go out. She shifted in midair. The 2-3 shift set it on the ground, and she won the round. And Alan Reinhardt, she couldn't hear it, but I could. Somebody had already called her Chick with a Stick. I'll let her tell the story. But he was saying to the microphone, you guys in the stands, watch this Chick with a Stick roll these gears down the quarter mile. When the shift light comes on, watch it go out. And she right on time. So a race prior to that, a fellow racer, she had, I think, first round. And it was a warm day. And he would put on his jacket, his racing jacket, and take it off, put it in the window. He'd put it back on, take it off, put it in the window. He did that about 5 times. I said, Sheila, look at this guy. She said, what? Watch him. Why is he doing that? I said, because he don't want to be beat by a girl. That's why he doesn't want to do that. Really? So go finish it.
So basically, that was it. He actually won the round. This guy, and he came over and he was like, "Great job!" And I was like, "Dude, you won." And he was like, "Yeah, I know, but it was a great job of you driving that stick." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I didn't want to get back to the trailer and have all the guys give me a hard time about getting beat by a chick with a stick." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's awesome. Can I steal that name?" And he was like, "Sure, you've never heard of that before?" And I was like, "No." So Kyle gave me my name, Chick with a Stick.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's on the door now.
Yeah, it's painted on there.
Painted
Yeah.
on there.
And you've embarrassed many men
Tattooed.
by spanking them with your.
She has.
Yeah,
easy-
you'd be surprised.
She
There's, I have a lot of friends in the racing community, but the ones that typically race my class, they're not really. They don't really like me because my car's really fast. And it's even faster now because I have an Aaron Stanfield motor with new aluminum heads.
Oh, okay.
So
Very
just
nice.
saying,
Stocker.
yeah.
Yeah.
And had we not had our little incident on the way to Indy, my car would have probably most likely won class. But we had some bugs in the car that we just could not get out. I mean, even Aaron's dad, Greg Stanfield, was over there trying to help me with the car. It was problems with wiring, loose wires when the car got hit, the bumper got hit.
Shook something up.
Yeah,
Loosened
and then
up some terminals.
I mean, just
the ground.
It was like every little thing, fuel filter, the carburetor. I mean, it was just like kind of everything hit all at once, and that was Stan's goal for us to all have all three cars in the winner circle for Indy this year. And
Well,
I tried,
it's
but I
pretty nice when the pro stock team comes to help the stock team, though,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I tell you what, I've never had an engine builder that is like, all I can say is hands down amazing. Aaron Stanfield and his dad and his crew, Connor and all those guys. I mean, they're up there every time I run. Aaron Stanfield was up there every time I run.
Wow.
And when we were just in Dallas, I'd say, "Oh, hey, I'll be back. Can somebody flip the burgers? Because Aaron's Aaron's fixing to run. I need to be there for Aaron."
Reciprocate, sure.
Oh, I mean, it's just, I've never met a class act team like the Stanfields. I'm serious. Hands down, the best people out at the
Well,
track.
yeah, I mean, you've been in drag racing a lot longer than you've known Stan, because you met Stan doing the junior drag racing thing.
Yeah.
Not that you actually did it, but you were the
Chase.
Yes, you were the mother of the
den
ju-
mother.
The
Yeah.
den
The
mother.
den
of the-
mother.
yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I did not know you then.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Yes.
You're lost.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Right.
I said to her in a text,
Right,
I
right.
said,
Right.
you're it's family. I mean,
Yeah.
They really are family. They're,
No, she is.
Yeah, she is. I thought about Stanfield's.
Yes.
Just of Greg Stanfield's character, just a glimpse of the kind of people these folks are. He was racing Speedy Emmons Harvey, the oldest of the boys, and
last weekend.
and so Speedy said, "Let's toss for lane choice." And Greg said, "Well, I have a quarter in my car. I'll get it. It's my losing quarter." He said, "What's that mean?" "I've never won the lane choice, flipping it." So he calls heads, and Greg wins the coin choice, the coin toss. Puts it in his pocket and looks at Speedy. "Okay, what lane you want?" That was just for fun, right? And let him pick his lane anyway. So I thought that was very cool. Never seen that done before. I want to talk just briefly. I don't know how much time we have left, but Sheila was in the final race. Where were we?
We were in Dallas.
A divisional race.
It was a divisional race in Dallas,
Yeah.
and I went to the final round. It was my first final round to go to.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
She got lucky, and every race she had was just an easy racer, not a lot of experience. Tell 'em-
Whatever.
She went through the toughest stock racers in NHRA to get to the final round against probably the toughest. What's his name?
Wes Neely.
Wes Neely?
Parker DeVore.
Parker DeVore.
I went against, in the final round, it was Parker DeVore. He's number 1 or number 2 in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I went against him, and he won. But
By
just
how much?
Oh, Well, because I broke out. Yeah, no. Yeah.
2000.
Was it?
Yes, 2000th
Oh,
of a second.
okay.
She's ashamed she broke out by 2000th of a second.
No, I broke out more than that.
But it was a double breakout.
Yeah.
But the margin was 2000.
Yeah, it was. What was funny about that though is, like all the guys that I had to race that day, they're all really good friends of mine, and a lot of people love to play that game of, hey, let's flip for lane choice, and I'm normally like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to kick your butt in either lane. Doesn't matter. Go ahead, choose your lane.
Confidence.
Well, you have to, because I'm in a male-dominated sport, and so I have to walk up there with my shoulders held high and be like, hey, what's up,
Come
guys?
on, bring it on.
Yeah, because if not, they'll just eat you alive. And so I went up there that whole weekend saying, this is my weekend. I told every one of them, I was like, this is my weekend. I'm taking the left lane. I'll see you on the starting line. And they'd all just kind of look at me. And one guy was like, no, we're flipping. And I was like, okay, you can flip. And so he's flipping, and I get in my car,
She
and
walks
I drive on up to the left lane. I'm like, I'm taking it no matter what.
How'd
I'm
that
taking
coin
it.
flip go?
Yeah.
He's back there picking up his quarter, and you're already lined
It's
up.
like, what just happened here?
One of the guys told me, well, if you think you can win in the left lane, you go right ahead. And I was like, sure am. See ya. See you at the finish line, buddy.
I'll wait
But,
for you there.
But it's fun. What I think was the funnest was going back and seeing everyone on the line behind me. And keep in mind, we ran this final round at 11 o'clock at night. It was at the double divisional. And because of weather delays and stuff, the final round kept on getting pushed off. But finally, 11 o'clock at night, and just seeing all my friends standing behind me, like all the Emmons brothers and the Cummings and Mike and Paula Cotton, and Mike Cotton, he was also in the final round in super stock. So it was just like that is what makes it all worthwhile, is just really
The
seeing
support you
all
get from your friends.
Yeah.
It was truly back in the 60s with that many people on the starting line. It shouldn't be on the starting line. Just crowds of people like a high school fight's about to break out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just really, really quite a great weekend. Her reputation as respect as a driver has come a long, long way. So,
yeah.
Well
Congratulations.
deserved.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank
Both
you,
of
thank
you,
you.
actually.
very proud of us.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think you're going to do the same tour and the same number of races this next year that you did this year?
We don't know. We have a comp eliminator car, and
This is new.
Yeah, it's new. We ran it last year, and then COVID, engine building, getting parts, all that became a challenge. There's a new class coming up we're not allowed to talk about that we're probably going to be involved in. A brand new class for an HRA, so not allowed to talk about it yet because it's in the early stages of being formed. So.
Aren't you
Heck,
glad I texted him, because I said you're not
I
allowed to
got
talk
a
about
text.
this
You're not
yet.
allowed to class back about this new class because
Yeah.
it's really not for publication. So anyway, you'll hear a lot more about it in the future. It's going to be, I think, a real spectacular, interesting thing for NHR.
That you're going to be involved in.
And the fans are going to love it. It's something all new. Well, all new. We'll talk about it later, but it's been done before. But you and I were wearing skinny blue jeans at that time.
I still am.
Shut up.
Hey, well, thank you both. Appreciate you taking the
thanks for
time
having
talking
us.
to us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always an adventure and fun. Sheila May,
Ray,
love you.
love you more.
And you too, sir.
We'll talk later.
I know. All right, this week in auto history. I know that it's a favorite of the in-wheel time followers, and Conrad happens to have this week in auto history.
Well, in 1915, Gil Anderson set an auto speed record the opening day of the races in Sheepshead Bay Speedway, located in Brooklyn, New York, driving a Stutz automobile. Anderson achieved an average speed of 102 miles an hour over a 350-mile course. In 1915, I couldn't imagine going 102 miles an hour for 350 miles. That's just amazing.
That truly is.
And the road conditions were terrible.
Oh, yeah. And then in 1940, Tom Mix, who at the time was the highest paid actor in silent films, was unquestionably the best known for his cowboy star era. He perished in a car accident driving a Cord in Arizona. At about 80 miles an hour, he lost control of the car after hitting a dirt detour and was killed from the car wreck. And that Cord has since been restored and it's shown in a couple of museums over time.
Wow.
In 1964, while trying to set a new 1-mile land speed record, Craig Breedlove, everybody knows the name, inadvertently set another kind of record after he lost control of his Spirit of America jet-powered car on the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. The vehicle began a skid moments into the run, taking nearly 6 miles to decelerate and get out of the skid from a speed of over 400 miles an hour. When the dust cleared, Breedlove, who already owned the land speed record, had set a new record of the longest skid marks ever recorded.
That's quite a record. You know,
quite a skid.
I've tried to meet that on several occasions.
Well, you leave skid marks everywhere you go, Don.
His dry cleaner doesn't like it.
But Craig Breedlove also set the 400-mile-an-hour record, the 500-mile-an-hour record, and would soon set the 600-mile-an-hour record. In 1992, thousands of people in the eastern United States witnessed a meteorite that entered the Earth's atmosphere with a sonic boom and burst into flames as it streaked across the skyway. It struck a 1979 Chevrolet, not the Chevelle. What was that called?
The Chevette?
No, but it struck a 1979 Chevrolet.
Citation.
In Peekskill, New York. Now, I grew up near Peekskill, New York, so I thought that was a cool story.
Okay, well, that's enough.
That's
I can't let you go. No, I can't let you go on because we have.
In 1993, the Camry was introduced.
Really?
Back to you.
Back to you. All right. The In-Wheel Time Car Show will continue right after these brief messages.
Or want to keep your older one humming along for a while longer? Think of Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln to keep things in tip-top shape. From oil changes to major repairs, you can depend on the highly skilled service pros at Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevrolet, and Bayway Lincoln to perform fast, efficient service to keep your investment running strong. For all your service needs, remember Bayway. Schedule your next appointment online anytime. Bayway, keeping it original.
You know, Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's monthly premier car cruise-in at two Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at two locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 here in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt, who you heard just a moment ago, brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos, inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10. In-Wheel Time Car Show is here as well, and we hope you stop by and say hello to us. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, the third Saturday of every month, weather permitting. Thank you for being with us.
Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In-Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.
Well, that's a wrap for another episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. Hey, when you're on the Facebook page, please give us a like. Tell your friends about us and share our junk, if you will. You'll get Conrad's Unicorn hunting features along with all things automotive. And we always throw in some fun stuff, too, and upcoming events all week long. The N-Wheel Time Car Show streams live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and on nwheeltime.com every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast outlet 7 days a week. Special thanks to all of our guests today. The N-Wheel Time Chief Engineer is the fabulous David Ainsley. Our Marketing Manager and Video Technical Director is We Need More Jeff Zekin.
We do.
For booking agent and podcast man, Mike Out of This World Mars, sometimes known as Beetlejuice, and his royalty, King Conrad DeLong, I'm Don Armstrong. Today's show was produced by the Let's Go Brandon movement.
Let's go, Brandon.
Be sure and join us next week when we'll be back at our home studio with more exciting adventures with the In-Wheel Time gang.
In-Wheel Time decoder ring.
That's it. We're working on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a great weekend and a great week. Stay safe and cool like you know you are, and we'll see you next week.